Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? If you unmute your mic. Yeah, but if you unmute it, we can hear you. Are we live? Test, test, test.
You know, my son is good at that too. He knows how to mock people. It's funny when he does his nana, his mom. Yeah, he'll mock her. And then I be like adding in, like, or don't forget to add this in too. Yeah, they even talk about me, you know. They be like, oh my God, yeah, daddy, you be doing this. You be doing that. Like, whatever, kids. Y'all don't know nothing. Kids don't know nothing.
He wants to start
They're
learning
like
about who people really are as they get older.
Which I think, like, for me, I was a little bit of a late bloomer. I probably didn't realize who my parents were until I was like 25-ish.
Okay.
So it was like, oh yeah. You could say to both of them which one was the cooler one between the two. Who you rather dealt with? Who you rather used to deal with, rather than the other one?
Or social, maybe wasn't.
Like I told you, a funny story with my mom. It was like a senior in high school. She couldn't embarrass me no more because she came to my school to pay my senior dues with a yellow polka dot dress with heels to match. And I was like, okay, Mom, come on. And everybody, when we were walking up, it was like dead in the middle of like the lunch where we had to go. We had to walk past everybody. I remember everybody like, dang, she bright. And my mom just had a little like, hey, y'all. I'm like,
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to here we go. Here we go. Welcome to America's Mind, America's favorite show. How you guys doing?
all right. I got a little
See
music
if we
still
can
playing.
populate the chat a little bit. Yeah, still in a little bit. Still in a little bit. I'm Jamal Williams.
And I am Christopher Barris.
And then we also have
Randy.
Hey.
how's everybody doing?
Ooh.
Chris said he tired tonight, so if y'all catch him falling asleep,
I'm digging in deep. Boy, you talk about I'm that when the gas light on, you come to the gas station with 20.
oh,
That's where I'm at.
Man.
It's like you put in 20 and it's at E plus.
did you say E plus?
You didn't accomplish nothing. Like this coffee's kicking, but it's just for how long? You know, that's the real question. But other than that, I don't have much complaints. Randy, how are you feeling today? Mr. Williams, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing good, making sure everything is not crashing like it was last week when we got on. Everything, it seems too good. I'm like, something's got to be wrong. Something's wrong. What's going on?
It's, there's a little razzle dazzle this in the air. You know, we gonna blame that. Blame the razzle dazzle this.
What the hell does razzle dazzle mean?
You know what? I got that from.
You have like a dictionary of things that you say.
I'm gonna tell you exactly where I got it from. I got that from Friday After Next.
Oh, okay.
When
the Christmas one.
Yeah. So
okay.
when the time Money Mike was coming with the blade, he was holding like this, and then they was about to cut him because they caught the two people trying to steal, and he was like, think about your mama. Then they stopped him. He was like, you know, got a little razzle dazzle, you know, and.
The best character in the movie.
And me and my sister, Kimberly, the youngest, it was like we ran with that forever. Forever, we implemented that in our vocabulary. So I've even added a little twist to it too. So in case copyright infringement, I call it razzle dazzle this.
You got Pepper treats over there, so you can lure Pepper over when you need to.
Yeah. Me and Pepper are best friends now. You know, Pepper gonna sit next to me soon. You know, we're gonna get her on the show. They go, you know, for people in the chat, you know, hashtag Pepper, you know, Pepper in the chat.
Hashtag Pepper.
Pepper in the chat. Pepper gonna be bigger than all of us. I'm like, wait, they all in here for her?
I thought about making Pepper like a second host or a fourth host, I guess. like just getting her like a little like seat that she can sit in, like over here.
Put it for tiebreaker conversations. Who wearing the jacket, Pepper? This side or this side?
Who's wearing the jacket? Not us, huh, Pepper? Not us ladies.
She just walked by. I don't know if y'all heard her.
Yeah, she comes in. She always has to announce herself. You gotta say something. Okay, there we go. My buttons weren't work. I was like, here we go with the nonsense.
No, I just heard it and it cut off, but yeah.
Okay, well, do you need a little more time, and then we'll go over our lovely drink selection here?
Hey.
No, we're ready.
We're ready.
Who brought up the Calypso drinks last week?
I did.
That was Chris.
I couldn't.
Calypso lemonade.
Funny story, really quick. We talked about it. I didn't remember what the heck it was, but I knew about the drink. And then 7 days later, it was like Calypso's. And then I said something last week, and so today they're here.
They are here.
Not used as a sponsorship, but we have some taste. So we're gonna do a taste test.
And we're gonna try them for the first time. So what are we doing first?
Wait! This is your first time?
Yeah, I've never had these ever.
I haven't either.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Okay.
I should sit back and watch y'all doing this. Because I can eyeball which one I think is going to be good.
All right, so it's Calypso lemonade. They're all lemonade, right? But they're different
they
flavors of lemonade.
Yeah.
All right, so we doing the blue one first?
We're going to do the blue one. I'll hold up.
All right, so the blue one is Ocean Blue Lemonade.
Yes. Okay, gentlemen. So
that's
that's
my personal pick to do.
I usually don't like blue stuff.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh, yeah.
But that is good.
That is it. That's it.
Yeah.
I like it though.
That's it.
Just the right amount of tartness too, and it's not too sweet.
That's what usually when you get some blue stuff, it's like Sugar Rush, but that's not bad.
Yeah. Like we wouldn't have bought this, Chris, unless you told us about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the second one.
Okay, the pink one.
Triple melon lemonade.
I'm not a big fan of melon, unfortunately.
Are there 3 melons? There's watermelon,
cantaloupe, and
honeydew melon, I guess.
Honeydew melon, yeah.
What 3 melons is it?
Oh, wait, so it says here, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew.
Oh, we own it.
You guys passed.
Let's go.
So the pink one.
I mess with the melons. I like this one better.
It tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
It does taste like maybe that's why I like it better.
The first one.
Yeah.
This one, if it's really hot, this will keep you fiending to drink more because that sweet taste.
That one is a little more sugary. I feel like you awake now, right?
Yeah. My sugar done jump.
You got the rush.
My glucose went up a little bit.
And then finally, last but maybe not least, we'll see if it's least.
This could be a strong second. It could be first.
tropical mango lemonade.
Tropical mango lemonade.
Can we see it well? Okay.
This one's is orange.
It's the orange.
This one's least to me. It's last and least. So I'm gonna go.
Okay, what's your order, Jamal?
You know what? I'm changing what I said when I drank it. I'm
Okay.
going blue. What's the blue one?
What is this one called? Ocean blue lemonade.
So I'm going ocean blue lemonade first,
Okay.
and then the triple melon, and then the mango. So blue, pink, orange.
Okay.
Chris?
I'm blue, orange, pink.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also blue, orange, pink. Only because pink just tastes like I'm drinking a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Let me hit this orange.
If that was now, what? Okay, let's make this.
You gotta do like your wine tasting.
So let it hear him criticism.
Yeah, I'm going blue, pink, or
Silly.
orange still.
Okay, so let's make this fun. So if you could add to any one of these drinks, what would you add to make it better? Like just anything.
I would like a little. We picked 3 flavors that aren't straight up lemonade. They have it looked like about 10 flavors. Mm-hmm. So I love lemonade. So I would like a little more lemonade flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah.
And that's probably why I like the blue one the most because it
It
kind of. Let me see.
Have that bitterness to it. Mm-hmm. The blue one, I wouldn't
The blue
change
one,
at all.
the blue one has that lemonade feel, and it's a little extra. Like I would buy this regularly.
If they had a mics in that would be fantastic. That would be my ad.
Okay.
And then the pink one, I think would be good if it was like slush, like slushy.
Oh, like on an icy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those
and
are
that slushy will break up that sweetness.
those are Calypso lemonades. If you want to try them yourself, we put a link in the comment, right in the description. I mean, we put a link in the description, so you could go ahead and purchase some of those. They have like the 17 pack. Hold on, let me see if
On
I can
Amazon. Yeah.
And, and I forgot the mango's tequila ready. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the one
You
for
add
tequila.
to that one. You set.
Yeah.
That is tequila ready.
Yeah. Especially if you do that. I could see that, Chris. If you do that in the blender with tequila and then
Yeah,
you want
see,
to
they
add
have
fresh fruit.
all these flavors. What is
Yeah.
it?
Rockin'. Yeah.
Southern peach lemonade,
Now
original
that
lemonade.
is fantastic. That's my favorite one.
Link in the description.
I want to try
guys.
the strawberry lemonade one, the triple melon one. That's one of the ones we tried.
And you could tell that it's good because it's not a couch potato on the price. You paying for this.
Yeah, you can get a pack of 6 for what, $17?
And then they all come in glass bottles and stuff like that. So I'm just a fan of this packaging, how things are packaged and things like that. And that gives me like the sense of like the quality and the preparation behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying for other drinks that have their own style of packaging, but you could, a hot day, you pull up, you see this, they want $4 and it's a decent amount that they give you. It's like, all right, give them that. You know what I'm saying? It's not all cheesy and rinky dink like.
Rinky dink? That's another criticism.
And it is a
Welcome
U.S.
to America's
company.
Mind, America's favorite show. If you're just now getting here, it's your first time here, hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you when we get on. That's the last time I'm going to tell you that. Promise. Not going to hear it anymore.
For like 15 minutes, maybe 20.
We might. All right. I got some good news for you, Chris.
Okay.
So we gonna have to go through the story first, though. Oh no! First, I got some bad news.
Dessert.
Let's go through the bad news first, and then we'll get to the good news. Hey, Pepper. The bad news. We lost a legend, and I'm sure you have. You heard about this?
I did, and continue because basketball is is my sport, and but don't go on and continue.
Yeah. I don't like the Celtics, but I still got to give it up for this one. You got to give it up when somebody great, even if they on the enemy team. And this is one of the greatest players of all time. We lost Bill Russell. He passed away today at 88, I believe.
Yes.
Shoot, 88 years old. Bill Russell, basketball great who worked for civil rights, dies at 88. How many rings Bill Russell have? 10?
11.
11?
Wow.
Yeah, so throughout his basketball career, I'm reading the article now, Bill Russell compiled a legacy of championship achievements unparalleled in any sport. As a dominant defensive player of his generation, he won an Olympic gold medal for the U.S. basketball team in 1956. Then, over the next 13 years, led the Celtics to 11 NBA championships. So, low-key, Bill Russell has been the bane of my existence as a Laker player. Because we tied, if y'all don't know, 17-17. Lakers got 17 ships. Celtics got 17 ships. This man right here was responsible for 11 of those 17. And
Yes.
that's why I got to give it up to him. All-time great.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say anything other than that. All-time great.
I'm like, even outside of basketball, just a fabulous man. From people that knew him personally, really awesome man, great spirit, great competitor. You didn't hear anything negative in the tabloids about this individual. And
No.
what makes this very unique, how Bill Russell was very unique as a player, was that he did this on a defensive end. He wasn't known for his scoring. You know what I mean? But he was known for rebounding the ball, controlling the paint, blocking shots, and just a complete menace inside the paint. You know, and this is like, and we're talking about for a career. He did this, you know. If we want to go a step further, we're talking about for a lifetime. He did this because not only he did win championships in high school, he also won in the college level and obviously in the professional level. They won 8 in a row, and overall 11, which makes him the Bill Russell MVP trophy. That's where they give the NBA players currently today. And he will be missed, and just what a great thing he left behind for us. And you know, and you just have to just respect just the craft. And that's kind of where I get a little discouraged on how the NBA is now. I don't want to ramble too much about that, but you know, is that, you know, you can do things differently. You can do things your way and be impactful and be successful. You know, and it's like, you know, he didn't focus on trying to score. He didn't focus on any of that. His focus was like defense. You know, rebounding the ball, doing things that the other players don't want to do. People don't want to play defense because defense is every single time down the court. Not, you know, offense, you can take some plays off if the play ain't ran for you. But defense is the difference maker in basketball. Defense wins games. You know, period. And you can see this with the accomplishments that this just alone for him, and even where the Boston Celtics as a franchise today is very, very relevant, very lucrative. Could be, depending on who you're talking to, as big of a market in the Lakers. You know, so, and he helped with that. So
Not if you're talking to me.
yeah. Of course, I might. I'm a Lakers fan myself, but you know, I'll get points. I get credit when credit is due.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know, you can't say nothing else. It's like if you gonna lose, and if you lose to them, it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, you know, but when you want to beat someone, you want to beat them
Right.
because of the stature and what the culture is brought there. Because you know that this team is built on something special, along with the Lakers. That's why everybody wants to be in LA. They're built on something special, and just like okay.
Yeah,
We're back.
we are back. Sheesh.
This
That was
time it
rough.
wasn't us. It was somebody else. We apologize for that. And thank you for Mr. Williams working very hard to figure it out. Next time we gonna knock on some wood. And the equipment, everything working well, we gonna knock on some wood.
All right, welcome back to the show. I don't know how that went on you guys in. If anybody was there, we had a little pause, a little interruption in our service. Had to flip some switches. But you know how it goes. It's not your first time at the rodeo. Welcome to America's Mind. Look, this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. If you're first time here, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can hear YouTube can bother you when we get back on, especially when we have interruption connection problems. Yeah. But thanks everybody for sticking through that.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, we're back. We were giving our tribute to Bill Russell, but also we lost another legend.
Oh,
I have to reset the. Of course I do. Yeah, we lost another. Oh no.
so it was that
Give me
kind
one
that
second.
kind of Sunday, huh?
It's that kind of Sunday. It work. It be like that sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, or Lieutenant Uhura in Star Trek, the original Star Trek, not the new one.
Oh wow.
She died also today at 89. So we lost Bill Russell today at 88, and Nichelle Nichols, who I consider a TV legend, at 89.
Yeah. Can you scroll her down just a snippet? Like, okay, because my mom is a huge fan of Star Trek and stuff like that. I think most parents are, so that's in their era. I actually kind of like the second generation, me personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're like younger and you watch the reboot with Chris Pine, all the new people, Zoe Saldana plays her character.
Okay,
so it's the same chick who plays Gamora from Guardians
so
of the
she's
Galaxy.
89 years young. Wow.
89 years young. Yeah, that's a good life. That's
yeah.
It's nothing to be extremely sad about, but it's like especially two legends passing legends passing on the same day. I was like, what is going on today? Like,
and then just
I
think
woke
about
up
it.
to Bill Russell, and then I also saw that
yeah.
she was going too, like a few hours later. So it's like,
and these type
like
of
you said, it's one of those Sundays. Yeah.
And these type of individuals, to ramp just a little bit, imagine without these type of people, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today. Because these are some pioneers that paved the way, because once upon a time, wasn't allowed. And so to see, as we could see, someone that's on television, that was a successful show, and then also a person that was playing professional sports at a very high level and successful, so, salute to those individuals, my condolences to the families and things like that. For their loss and everything like that, and if they can hear me, thank you for the hard and diligent work, and making it possible for us today.
All right, so now I got some good news for you. Now that we got through all the bad news for the show, no more bad news, right? I don't think I have any more bad news on the board.
No more bad news today.
Yeah, knock on wood. Knock on this IKEA wood.
Knock on the wood.
All right, so no more bad news for Sunday. Now to the good news. So it looks like we've been following this for a minute, right? So it looks like Brittany Griner is making some leeway. But before that, let me go through how the week started for her. So she was back in trial, and she actually testified. And we got to hear her voice for the first time since she's been arrested, which was February 17th. And so she kind of pleads her case. We'll listen to the news story about it.
Okay.
In a Russian court Wednesday that her rights weren't read when she was detained at a Moscow airport in February.
No, my rights were never read to me. No one explained any of it to me.
Griner is on trial for drug charges that could cost her up to 10 years in prison. The 31-year-old WNBA star plays in Russia during the league's off-season. She was detained when agents found vape cartridges containing hashish oil in her luggage. Griner said in court Wednesday that she was not provided with an interpreter and did not understand what papers she was made to sign.
I can only assume that they were about the search and the cartridges. We had to use my phone and Google Translate for him to be able to tell me a little bit.
She pleaded guilty earlier in the trial, but denied she intended to break Russian law. Griner said on Wednesday that she did not understand how the vape cartridges could have ended up in her luggage, saying she had packed hurriedly and could have accidentally included them. Griner said she had been prescribed medical cannabis in the U.S. to treat chronic injuries, but it is illegal in Russia. The case against her has highlighted strained relations between Russia and the United States that have plunged to their lowest since the Cold War over the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, so that's the sum of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all right, so we'll get to the good news part of it. So, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Wednesday that the United States has made a substantial proposal to Russia to secure the release of two jailed Americans, WNBA star Brittany Griner and Secretary Consultant Paul Whelan. So apparently, I forget the guy's name, but like he was a Russian mercenary. He used to deal weapons and
Wow.
Like a real bad guy. So they're trying to get him out. He had I think he had 30 years. So it's already his sentence is like he's near the end of it. So they're trying to get him back to Russia in exchange for these two trades. And it seems like it's a deal. It seems like it's gonna go through. Russia, I don't remember. I meant to pull up a quote from them, but they responded positively. Here's what who is this? John Kirby, White House spokesman, said, "We urge the Russians to move positively on that proposal so we can get these two individuals home. The details of it, I think, are best left between us and our Russian counterparts." But they did eventually
right there for that. Yeah.
Yeah, they did eventually release the details, even though they were keeping them hush after that. But so yeah, we got a little good news. So hopefully in the next I don't know how long.
Yeah,
I don't know how long those kind of trades take. Like, do they take everybody to the desert like in the movies, blindfolded, and then you be like, they both walk?
It's something strange like that. Like, yeah, it's something creative like that. Like the trade is literally a trade. Like literally like a handoff, you know, and deal and swap type of thing. But I might shout out to Brittany for, you know, staying positive, because you know what, just kind of seeing her, you see how she was engaging with her attorneys and seeing that her spirits seem still pretty good, pretty high. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, because you know, if that was me, I don't know. You know, I'd probably be like, ooh, you know, and because you know now she's been in there for quite some time, so
yeah, pushing 200 days now. Yeah,
so. I think, you know, shout out to that, to Brittany for that. Shout out to the White House for you know, let's do something about this. This gone on long enough, and as we start to see it really unravel, we get a
lot of heat about having that stance too in the comments about. I was reading one of those comments to Randy the other day. Like, people are real. I don't know. I guess that, like, maybe the topic is a bit polarizing, but to me, I don't think is. I think there's time to be polarizing. There's time to like represent your political stance, and then there's times where we should all be on the same page as Americans and put all our differences aside on certain things.
Everything with that, I agree.
Yeah. So when we have Americans in a country that are actively at war with another country that we consider an ally, it's kind of time to be like, this is not a Republican, Democrat, right, left, liberal, conservative thing. This is like
a prisoner of war. Yeah.
We need to basically a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
Americans in prison during wartime in Russia, and I don't like your personal stance on anything shouldn't have anything to
And
do with
let's just be honest.
Everybody should be standing up and saying, "Bring our American citizens home," and
And
then
this-
you can yell at them when they
Including her,
get
yeah.
here. You
Yeah.
can disagree with them here.
And I don't even need to read the comments if there's rebuttals and stuff like that. Well, how I would answer all of the comments that this is something that's been going on for a very, very, very long time. And what I mean by that, women going overseas and playing to make lucrative money to take care of their family. This has been going back 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? And so this is not, some people don't know that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But because I have friends that played overseas, I have friends that was their life. They couldn't, once they exhausted their things in college, they wasn't picked for the NBA. And but they were still kind of good enough to play over here or go over there, or you know what I mean? And people did that. A lot of Americans did that to make money to play the sport that they love, which is basketball. And for women, this is very, very common. Very, very common. Even if you look at like the movie Love and Basketball, touched a little bit on that too. When she went to SC, and then after SC, where did she go? She went overseas. And then who happened to be there? Oh, her old teammate. So it's very relevant. So we always encourage comments. So thank you for the comments and concerns, And I don't say it sarcastically,
Chris.
but I'm just serious though. It's understandable to not understand something.
I'm not gonna read the comment to you. I read it to Randy yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, are you gonna read that to Chris on air?" I was like, "Nah."
Why it can't be read to me?
Because somebody was acting real tough. That's why. So I don't want.
Now
I like the response you gave just now. Perfect. Well, so we'll leave it at that. If I read the response to you, it might change what you say.
Then I put my right hand up, then I won't even comment. I'm just so curious. I just want to know.
Let me see if I can find
I won't say anything, I promise you.
Okay.
Trust my words here. I'll be good out here. We've been working hard on the platform.
Yo, the
so
people who
far.
know you don't trust you. Let me see.
I won't say
We got a
anything.
lot of comments this week, so I'm sorting through.
Oh, this will be another topic.
Yeah, we see you
the
guys. We
comment
read your
section.
comments.
Oh yeah, I know they be tearing me up. They probably that guy. I don't know about him.
Oh, here I found it. I won't say who sent it,
All right,
but the
no
name's
worries.
there. It says, "You dumb morons! Somehow drugs just got in her bag. This woke anti-American degenerate Griner broke drug laws. Get off YouTube. You're not intelligent enough to cast news." All right. So now,
Chris.
See, I'm a man of my word.
all right. So let's get to some more reckless stuff, or some reckless stuff. We covered all our serious stuff now. I just want to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh.
No. Laughter is good.
What do we have to look at? Oh, we got some videos. We got some dessert.
Well, I know you.
My dad was so unbelievably supportive of my mom. My mom sat at the table for every decision. She
What were you
decided.
saying?
My dad.
We're going into the
was
birds
so
and the bees.
unbelie-
All right, I'm ready. All right,
The
ladies.
birds and the
Oh man, I watched this. This is something Randy sent, and I was
Yes.
like, "Geez, I thought it was cap." That's my initial opinion. But
Alright.
this is from a podcast called Valuetainment. A woman has an opinion on, I guess, partnership and marriage. So we're gonna listen to the whole thing, and then we'll
Okay.
comment. All right.
All right.
was supportive of my mom. My mom sat at the table for every decision. She decided to start an acting school at one point. They sat at the table, they figured out how to make it work. He was like, let's do this. He didn't run the house. He was a strong force in the house, and on many issues, he would say, this is what I think is right. She had a seat at the table for everything, and that's how he wanted it. Mm-hmm. It made for a marriage that has lasted, oh my gosh, guys, how long are you married? 50 years more? You know, they've had their ups and downs. It's a very admirable structure. And what I learned from that was that marriage can be a partnership, can be a give and take. And you're going to get loud on some stuff, and he's going to get loud on some stuff. But ultimately, if you can find a way to have a situation where you both sit at the table and make those decisions together, you are in a win structure no matter what. It doesn't make one person weaker or one person stronger on everything. But it may make one person weaker or stronger on this or that. And if you can find that right blend, you're golden.
All right, somebody else go first.
All right. Ladies first.
Brandy, yeah, this is your subject, so ladies first. What did you see in this that you wanted to present as a topic? Like what came across?
Well, if anything, I was curious to get your guys' insight on it, because I know, I guess through previous conversations, it seems like maybe the outlook is, well, especially last week, everybody tuned into last week's episode, we did talk a little bit about control, right? Mm-hmm. So it kind of seemed like the narrative there was more so just the importance of the man having control, which I think to an extent she's also saying in this video. But how control within or between a husband and wife can take different forms versus just one outlook of control.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be, you know, beneficial to sprinkle a different outlook on it and see what you guys thought.
Okay.
I might. Okay. Oh, me. It's on me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. So, I actually do like the video. It's a good video. Okay. I have a different perspective. Yeah, control could be a word that could flex in all different directions. That's just my opinion about that word. Mm-hmm. I'm like, when it just comes to like his and hers and his, stuff like that, it's like, look, we got X's and O's here, you know? And it's like, basically what I gathered was like, hey, I got some ideas, she's got some ideas, and here is the root of what we need to accomplish. So if it doesn't alter our goal or our objective, then we're open for that. I'm with that all the way. Like, basically what this woman is implementing in this message, and she didn't use the word sadly, but what she's implementing in this message is communication. No matter what, couples have to communicate, period. If there's no communication, or if the communication stops, if it diminishes, if it does anything, it's going to become disasterment. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when you stop communicating amongst each other, that creates wedges, right? Now, what's the purpose? And that's my opinion. So what's the purpose of a wedge? If you go into like the English language with a wedge, it's kind of like a period. It's kind of like a comma to start something else, or you forgot to implement something. So you use a wedge and insert something different that overall gives you a different opinion or picture on something. So like with wedges, and when it happens in relationships, in my opinion, where he could have a problem with something that his wife's doing, so instead of going to her, he'll talk to his best friend. You know what I mean? And before you know it, he's like, well, he or she might be rather go to their best friend. So now the best friend got a ton of stuff on their wife or husband, and the wife and husband don't know nothing. so then you got a big hoopla, and now you got a big old wedge, because this person might got about 5 years worth of stuff, and he or she could be like, oh, I thought we were good. Why you just couldn't explain this to me? Why did you have to go talk to your friend, or talk to this or talk to that? And you see that in churches. No shot to churches, but you see that in churches. You see that in active groups. You see that in lots of different things, and it's like go directly to that person. If you got a bullhead husband, I'm just using it as an example. You got a bullhead husband, then get something that deals with bullheads. You know what I mean? And get that dude on the ground.
I want to know what that is.
Hey, get creative. You know what I mean? If my woman can fly, and she gonna fly out this world. When I approach her with something, I'm gonna get a rocket ship. Fly next to you, sweetheart. You ain't flying away from me on this one. We gonna talk. And when I'm close enough to you, I'm gonna jump out the rocket ship and tackle you down. Like, you know what I mean? Get creative. Like, if this is the person that you quote unquote, here's the funniest part. And I know I'm rambling, I'm gonna stop. The funniest part to me is that when you have some people that's so madly in love, they're so afraid to talk to each other at one point, and that's crazy to me. People will do everything under the sun, but then when it's time for a conversation about some real stuff, nobody has nothing to say. And it's like, huh? But y'all lay in the same bed, y'all eat the same food, y'all in the same house, y'all share, but wait, huh? But you can't talk to he or she about this. Oh, well, they're gonna get mad. So they may not understand, make them. I don't know. That's just me. Uh-oh. We got comments.
Yeah, you want to read that one?
What is it?
It says, where one is weak, the other is strong. It takes two, yin and... How you say that? Yin and yang?
Yin and yang.
I always have problems saying that.
Well,
it's
you
a
know
tongue
what?
twister to me.
And that... She's right. That's how I feel when you have two people, because what's the goal? What's the objective? The objective, in my opinion, is life. We got life. And and life can branch out to billions of things. So, hey, you're my girl. So how we going to deal with this? I can't do it by myself, and maybe you can't either. But if we combine our powers together, maybe we can figure this thing out so life doesn't kick us in the butt. You know what I mean? And that's just for me.
Yeah. I agree with y'all. Both of y'all, like 92%, like maybe even 95%. But I got 5% pushback. I think that, like, all right, so this is the pushback I have. It's not necessarily against the couple. It's against the kid. So this is a child saying, like, kind of recounting how they envision their parents' relationship. And I think it's just too. I think she thinks of it too fairy tale like, too perfectly. That they both sat at this table, they both had 50-50 thing. Yeah, sometimes they yelled at each other about such and such and such. It's just how she's recollecting these things. She didn't actually go through these things, right?
Yeah.
And like, so maybe she's gonna enter into relationships and expect that's how it's gonna be. Yeah. How she pictured her parents' relationship. Yeah. But if we've all been in relationships, we know that's not really how, especially discussions where two people disagree. So to wrap that up, I think at the end of the day, the man still has the control. I agree with your point that communication is key. When I say control, I'm not saying that the woman has nothing to say. She should never bring anything up. She should never have an opinion. Like, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm saying, like, the final word. Mm-hmm. Like, after everything's been discussed, after everybody has presented their opinion and their propositions, I think one person should gavel. Because I think it's hard to it's hard to rule or run anyway a relationship when everybody got a gavel. Everybody got the last word, or you share the last word. Like, countries can't run like that. Courtrooms don't run like that. There has to be like a person. There has to be a sergeant or general who says, everybody says, oh, we should do this. We should do it this way. We should rush in this way. We should rush in from this side. And the general has to look and put the stuff together and be like, all right, we're doing it that way. So I agree 95%. I just think there has to be, I agree with sitting at the kitchen table. I just think there has to be a head of the table. There has to be a tribal chief.
So how about this? How about this as an idea? I give you that 100. If we just change one word.
Partnership.
No.
What?
Let's change the word change to leadership.
Change the word change to leadership?
Yes, because if you do the definition of change, it's all over the place, but it uses the word manipulative. And leadership is what you're explaining, because you're both in this, where they're gathering all of the info, and it's like, okay, this is the best route, and we're going to do this. Because a leader could be a collective of people that are trying to get to the same goal.
A leader could be I don't think a leader could be a collective of people.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but
I think a household could be a government of people trying to get to the same goal, but there's going to be a president. It doesn't mean the Congress doesn't have power. Like, maybe the wife is Congress. She the House and the Senate, and she like the Congress does. They do checks and balances on the president.
Yeah,
maybe. But he still signed the paper after they finish,
what you're
right?
Explaining is fantastic to me. I would use the word leader.
Okay.
Versus in charge, or you know what I mean?
I'm surprised this is Bridging the Gap's opinion. I agree men should have the last word, but if it's not in your expertise, relinquish and let the woman use her powers too. I think that's what a wise man would do, but I'm gonna say I don't think he has to.
Is there any comments here on this side? I'm listening.
My question right now is, okay, by taking the leadership role, then how do you know? I guess maybe that's the benefit, Chris, you mentioned earlier, like if a man has a best friend and you guys talk amongst men, because at what point is the leader of the household really taking into account what his wife is saying, but knowing that he's not just solely going into it from a biased outlook and he's just set in his ways, versus like, hey, you know what, maybe the wife does have a point on certain things. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just the conversation amongst men as the check there.
So there's two. So if a woman's in this situation, there's two options that she can do, maybe three, in my opinion. The second option will be to just get out of it because it's one-sided and is that going to work for you? The first option, in my opinion, is that I don't like to use the word tick for tat, but you might have to kind of like, you know, if the writing's on the wall, then you just put the glasses on them and then put their face to the wall literally and hold their head up to it and say, look what's going on. You know, I feel like a woman in a relationship, if you really kind of think about it, she is like kind of like the best piece to the puzzle if you think about it.
I agree.
If you think about it, because there's different angles that a woman can come at a man to get her point across. You know what I mean?
Women are better socializing with people. They're better nurturers. They're better in society. Like sometimes men are cavemen. Sometimes we like go and like our solution is just to bang stuff up or be aggressive about it.
The
or
testosterone.
The perfect example, like for me, if a woman, let's say a woman is in a situation like that where like the man is just one-sided, bias has his own things. Mm-hmm. I would be, when he crashes into that wall, right? When he crashes into that wall, I'm going to be so dolled up, I'm going to glow in the dark. And I'm going to sit there like this in my little curtsy and be just chilling. When he comes in here broken and beat all up, and, oh, hey, and that's it.
All right.
Like, yeah, you know you screwed up, homeboy. I'm going to force you at this moment. You're going to be submissive to me. I'm going to force that just for that moment. This ain't forever. It's
Oh
just for a
no!
moment.
See, I would change that word submissive, but, but I know what you mean. Like, I think a woman who's really feminine knows exactly how to get her man to do or to listen. Like this time, and sometimes I think the technique some women use is like to be aggressive back or to do some "I told you so" type of thing. But I think feminine women know how to. I think they know how to tame their beast. It's like Scarlett Johansson in the Hulk, right? In the Avengers, she's the only one who could calm him down, and all she would do is put her hand out so he could rub her palm, and he'd be like, "Yeah."
And then also,
Hulk not mad no more.
and that's cool too. That works. And then also be that woman too, where he's not getting the point, and you might have to just run up from behind. You might have to just hit him in the back of the head. And
What?
hey,
me and Chris govern way
you
different. I
know,
don't-
pop him in the back of the head. He's gonna look like this, and you put your deuce up. You know you're gonna lose, but you gonna put your deuce up. Like, I'm about to fight you. Like, hey, man, what you talking about? Because I'm tired of what's going on.
I don't recommend that. Chris
I
like a
do.
different kind of
That's the
woman.
You have to have multiple. Because look, I would do it. I would flip it. I'm not saying I would put my hands on a woman. I'm not saying
No,
that
I didn't think you were
But I'm
saying that at all. But
I'm
you
saying
trying to
that-
you saying this is how the woman gets the man's attention.
I'm like,
I don't know.
You gotta do whatever you gotta do. If y'all in the mud, if y'all dying, I'm saying like this is like the Titanic is underwater.
Are you talking about like some
I'm
life
talking-
or like
I'm
some
talking-
dire circumstance
I'm talking
type
about
stuff?
like yeah, like
Okay,
like,
maybe.
Let's say like for instance, like a couple like this guy wants to be a rapper, and it's like we in the red, we in the car sleeping, we ain't got no money. This is cut off. There ain't no Pampers. We ain't got nothing, bro. No. And if
Pop him in the back of the head.
gotta go out the car and punch him in his face, so what? And something should click. Because men understand pain. That's how we get our attention.
That's Chris's advice. I'm not gonna
If
give
you
it.
want to get a man's attention, we are built and suit off of physicality.
Me
in
and Bridget-
two different ways. In two
you want
different
to
ways.
you want to tell the ways?
And in the great physical and in the negative physical. What's the first thing a woman does when she's really, really mad at her husband? She ain't gonna feed him. She gonna take her away from the equation. He's gonna act a fool. We gonna play cool for the first 2 days. Whatever, girl. And I'm going to make this little sound. I ain't even tripping. After a few days, we gonna be like, really? And she's gonna be like, hope them sounds just as good. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we really understand stuff, physicality. So like, yeah, if I was in a situation and if I'm putting this really in the red and my girl pops me in the back of the head, yeah, it might catch me off guard. I might be upset, but I might be like, okay, maybe I am tripping because damn, she out of character. Because she could easily leave. But if she wants to be there and she's willing to fight physically, knowing that she'll get her butt toe up, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna look at it like, maybe she got a point. And that's what I'm just saying, like, do whatever if you believe in y'all. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Because we do the extreme too. Our extreme is different. We'll take a job that we know is dangerous.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just would have worded it different. I would have gave a different, maybe a different solution that has a similar
Man, get those
result.
guys a jacket, man. Chris say, nigga, we can just beat them up.
Look,
Thanks, Chris.
me and Bridging the Gap agreeing a lot tonight. This is the second time I'm gonna agree with her. The queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard, and it's made like that for a reason because chess is supposed to be based on life. So the king can move any.
I have a rebuttal on that though.
Now look, the king can move to any square one step at a time. The queen can move like
Anywhere.
the king can go up. Yeah, he can go up, down, left, right, diagonal, any way, one step at a time. The queen can go up, down, left, right, diagonal, all squares, all the way to the other end if she feel like it. From this corner to that corner if she feel like it. So Her real job is to protect the king and present danger to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It's to keep everybody back away from him, because you can't cross that diagonal line. If you a piece that could only move down, up and down, then you move down, and the queen over in the corner looking at you like, don't cross my diagonal sight. The king can't get you, but I can get you, right? So she is the most powerful piece, but she's not the most important piece. You can lose the queen and you don't lose the game. And you could lose the queen and one of the pawns can become a queen, and you got a queen again.
We could make that a concept later, because and bridging the gap is absolutely right, and how you broke it down is absolutely correct. But for women like that, be careful, because like he explained, that you can sacrifice yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's what some of these women are doing today. They're boasting so much of how good they are, that they're queens. We could cook, we could do this, we could do that. They're selling themselves so much, but at the same time, you're playing yourself so short and you're losing the game too. Because a queen doesn't bow. When you think about it, like the king bows to her, even though she stands above him and he sits down. But if you want a queen doesn't bow. Show me a picture of a queen bowing.
She doesn't do it in public.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this is our 33rd episode, 33rd, 34th, 32nd. And that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the rainbow, women are gonna be like, oh, Chris has been rocking with us, because it's like, I just don't want to just, I see repetitiveness of silliness in some cases, and it's just like over and over and over. I have like some friends, I don't tell them, but it's like I see the cycle over and over and over. Like, oh my God, you're doing the same thing. Okay, you changed, you reworded it. You're doing the same thing. Mm. And the outcome is going to be the same. You're still going to be single. You're still not going to be married. You're still going to be chasing. And you got a little bit of juice left because there's a look behind you. But what happens when that all the way diminishes to the sense? Then what?
Right.
And that's the fear for me.
All right, so we still got a couple comments. One more from Bridging the Gap. She says, men shouldn't be discussing outside matters with another man, because both have wives that are different, so you can't make decisions, what does it say, based on what another guy has done with his wife. I disagree with that. Just a little bit, though. I don't think men should discuss necessarily their wives with other men. I don't think you should talk about your wife necessarily, but if you have an issue, I think you should talk about I think men should only discuss their issues with other men. I don't think they should talk about their issues with women.
Like, there's a difference from
I don't think you should be like, my wife is doing this, she's tripping. I don't think that should be your approach, but you should probably say I'm having this issue. How do you think I should handle it? Like paint the issue as
more of a general
I think when a man talks to another man, he comes to the man with his problem, his accountability for the issue, and the man gives the man the solution, right? You don't say, my wife's tripping, because your wife's tripping is your problem. That's not how this dude that you're coming with for comfort or advice is going to help you. You have to ask him how you should act when facing these things, not necessarily that your wife is doing something wrong. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right.
Like, for me, I feel like it's a way to do it. Like, men are more on actions. Hey, bro, you doing something Saturday? I was thinking, man, you can head with me to this little show. Oh, okay, cool. I'm running by wifey. We're going to roll. Now, maybe pillow talk later on between y'all two. Why you want to go to the show? I don't know. Thinking him and such and such is cool. Could be.
Ooh, it's a lot going on. Hold on. I like the chat comments. No, go ahead. I gotta take a bathroom break. If y'all excuse me.
No, no worries. And so basically, where, like, I won't say like I can say this confidently in front of Jamal that whatever issues y'all ever had, I know nothing about. Period. You know what I mean? I could probably assume maybe because of maybe a setup where it's like, hey man, you know what? Let's catch up and do this. Or if he's on a game unusually longer than normal. Like, oh, something's up probably. Nah, I still won't bring it up. You know what I mean? I'll just try to like, okay, I'm used for the distraction. I'm used to get his mind off of it. So we'll have a deep conversation about something else. Or a more pleasurable conversation about something else. And that's just still even me assuming, but I'll just start up a cool conversation. So then it's like, okay, his mind is off of it. Because I think like when men get upset in relationships, especially like there's something going on with their wives and stuff like that, we know that we're going to fix it. Sometimes we don't want to deal with it right now, and we just want to buy a little time. So then that's when it's like, we'll hit up our brother, we'll hit up our best friend, we'll hit up our cousin or something, and like let's do activity. Let's catch a Laker game. Man, let's go shoot some hoops. Hey man, I'm frying. I'm grilling something. Come through, have a beer with me. Something like that. Yeah. That's when men just don't want to think about it right now. So they'll just use diversions. And that's okay in my opinion, because he's not saying anything. Right. It's just a little bit of cry out of, I need a little attention.
Or the little break is needed.
Yeah, that's necessary for men and women.
Right.
I think that women violate that a snippet worse than others sometimes. Because when a woman gets really mad repeatedly over her man, then respect gets jeopardized.
All
right, so get back to these chats. The issue is not the same because the parties are not the same. I think humans are mostly creatures of habit. I don't think there's like infinite forms of human behavior. I think men think a certain way, and I think women think a certain way. And usually, even if you have a problem, it's going to be something that a man has gone through in some kind of sense before, even if it's not the experience of marriage. Like we all have. We all attempt to have logical thoughts, and we kind of help each other better on that, in my opinion. So Georgette says, if your man does not cherish you, there is no reason to keep him, period.
I agree.
I don't agree.
No. I agree. That's your role.
Well, it depends what you mean cherish.
Well, you know what?
I mean, like I think that's a nuanced word, cherish. That has context to it. Like I can't just say, okay, that's right. I kind of understand. Like is that saying like, say you don't treat your wife like a princess? It depends what you mean cherish. Yeah.
I mean, cherish. It's a flex word.
What if the woman doesn't feel cherished, but the man cherishes his wife?
Then there's a big problem.
Yeah, so that's a different thing. So what if the woman doesn't feel cherished, but the man actually cherishes his wife above all?
Well, then there's some issues,
right? But is that there's no reason to keep him? Is that situation?
I'm like on a flip, and I think it still stands, in my opinion, because
are we talking about a marriage?
It still stands.
Yeah.
For me, on both ends. If a man is cherishing his woman, or if a man doesn't cherish his woman, then that's a weird situation. If the man is cherishing the woman and she's not acknowledging it, that's a weird situation. And it doesn't mix. So I think that it still stands that get rid of them.
I don't think people like.
I
don't think women. This is my opinion. I don't think women feel cared for or cherished the same way a man thinks Or the same way a man feels cared for, cherished.
Well,
So
we don't care about that.
It might not always translate.
Yeah, what men don't care about being cherished.
Like, maybe she
because
wants-
that's more of the emotional part.
Yeah, so maybe
we-
she wants flowers and he's not buying flowers. Maybe she wants foot rubs. Maybe she wants dinner cooked. Like
and you should be able to do that sometime. That's all. It's because I know how you take it cherish. You take it as like, oh my God, 365.
she gave us the definition. So protect and care for someone lovingly. That's another nuanced word, lovingly. He cared for me beyond measure, and cherished me in his heart. Oh, that's what do we?
I agree.
That is too fairy tale. Nobody has ever done that on Earth in their life. Nobody has ever like, all right, so lovingly is a stretch. Like that could be that's it's subjective, right?
No, it's not.
Lovingly is subjective.
But that's where couples have to gain an understanding, right? Like, okay, how do you lovingly show affection versus how it can be interpreted by who you're with.
That's
right?
why communication is important. But like in Chris's example, a wife can show her husband that she really cares and loves him when things are rough by punching him in the back of his head to snap him into a thing.
Absolutely.
So maybe that works in Chris's relationships. I don't think that'll work for me.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying that's kind of subjective.
I don't even try that.
I gotta cross that one off.
Hit you in the back of your head.
We'll try that next week. Why you didn't take out that trash?
It does work.
So that's why I'm saying that word is subjective. It has nuance. And then it says, I guess this is the definition where they tell you the definition and they give you an example. He cared for me beyond measure.
I don't see you on the screen. Did you bring your screen
snap!
back up?
Yeah, I have my. You can hear me though, right?
I can't hear my phone.
Yeah. I turned off my camera, but I think you can hear me. So it says, he cared for me beyond measure and cherished me in his heart. Like that whole sentence doesn't mean anything, but it gives the appearance of an abundance of impossibility. Like
no. It's so like it's these words to me are a figure of speech.
Yeah, they are.
They're true to what they're saying. It's just it all these words are broadened. So like care for me beyond a measure. So like basically like with that, how I take that is that if it was her life versus mine in a life or death situation, then she's gonna live.
Okay.
And that's how I take that.
But we had some men disagree with that. I got a comment about that. Let's not move on though. Bridging the Gap says semantics. Stop it. You know what's being said. People like I don't really like when I read this, I really don't know what this means, yo.
See, Chris?
I do not have an idea what I think I know what women think it means because I watched The Notebook and all that kind of stuff. Like I seen the Titanic. Like, y'all think the women look at The Notebook and think that the woman, like, this is a perfect love story, and I think the woman is the villain. So we don't have the same. It's not semantics to me. We have different perspectives.
Now you getting her activated. I see.
I look at Titanic.
I'm in the green.
I look at Titanic and I be like, this woman is the villain of this story, yo. She went on this boat with her fiance, had an affair with a broke dude.
Wait. We gotta change that. Because what is an affair? What's the definition?
All right.
Unfortunately, I have to defend that woman.
You have to defend the woman?
I gotta defend her. Because what's an affair?
All right, that's not a sexual relationship between two people, one or both of whom are married to someone else. Okay, so neither one of them.
So she wasn't married.
So okay, she did. You're right. I bow down. You right about that.
Was it morally incorrect? Absolutely.
She didn't have an
lost.
affair, but she cheated. Can I say she cheated on her fiance?
She was trash. She was trash for what she did.
She cheated on her fiance with a broke
if
dude.
I took a girl on a boat like that and you was doing some weird stuff, you going down before the boat go down.
Then when the boat crashed, the fiance's like, yo, leave that dusty dude. Come on, we finna get on the lifeboat. And she's like, no. And she goes with the dude.
Yeah.
And then they get on this door. She don't even scoot over. She just leave him in the water until he freezes to death. She is the freaking villain of this movie.
I agree.
The Notebook ain't no different, y'all.
So I defended her, but I still agree with what he said.
So no, it's not semantics. It's perspective. Like I just see things different than some people other do. Like I see these love stories, and I'll be like, what? Like what? So yeah, I need like more. You need to tell me exactly what care for someone lovingly is. You gotta tell me what that means for you. Cause like, you know, it might be
I
punch
agree
me in the
with that,
back
too.
of the head when I need a punch in the back of the head, or it might be something that I like. What's beyond measure? Like I don't know all these words. It's not semantics. I just don't get them.
Yeah, they're just words that can flex.
Yeah,
It's a figure of
they
speech for
sound
flex
nice.
words.
So in the example that we were saying earlier where, okay, maybe she wants her feet rubbed every once in a while or this or that. She's not looking for the Notebook story, but she's just looking for, hey, a little something every once in a while here or there. Is that an issue, or are we going back to our main topic of, hey, if the man is the leader and he says, no, I don't rub feet, and no, this is the final say-so, then it puts the woman in a place of like, okay, well I tried, but if it's just an adamant
I
no.
don't rub feet.
If it depends when it was implemented. If it was implemented from the beginning and he said this and then you get married, so the marriage was that you accepted the terms of this marriage because you should know what you're getting into. You should know this guy frontwards and backwards. The same with us. That we're not here to change you. But you know, at a certain point, I can't even really express it on this platform at all. You know, because I just feel like, you know, after certain things is done between two people, you get the raw person at this point. Even they could try to pretend or not, that's who they are. So if he or she is still moving forward, and so now here comes the terms and contracts. Say, hey, let's get married. And if she, at this point, this is when she got to really be honest with herself. So, because doing this is beyond love at this point.
Right.
You know, because if you do follow the vows talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you want to be real about it. You know, and so it's not just, oh, this guy makes me hover over the city and makes you feel fabulous. Like, yeah, it's a little bit more than that, sweetheart. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's why I always express.
That's why that issue with the word cherish. Like, what does that mean? Is that a feeling, or is that something? Is that an actionable word or an emotional word?
Well, it should be just an overall. Like, cherish. At the end of the day, no matter what, I love you. You can piss me the heck off. I might be mad for 2 or 3 days, but do I hate you? No.
Yo, all right, so.
And I'm still going to love you. We're still going to move forward.
If a dude
you know?
drives a truck every day to take care of his wife, does he cherish her? But he doesn't buy her flowers. He doesn't rub her feet.
Well, what he can do and what his rebuttal can be, depending on what he's doing, if he's setting up certain tables to show her in different ways that he cares, no, that's fine.
That's what I mean, though.
No, that's totally fine.
Like, what if a dude digs ditches all day? He comes home, he doesn't rub his wife's feet. He doesn't.
But I feel like, and I get exactly what you're saying. That was like the letter of the law. Like, yeah, if he's like, hey, I'm protecting you. I'm bringing the finances in. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Correct. But it can't be all. just on this, just like for a woman, or if a guy says his ideal woman, she gotta be beautiful, she gotta cook and clean and do this, that. Like, so that's it, literally? Absolutely not. There's some in between.
Yeah.
And that's where the word cherishes comes in, where that's the in between stuff. You know what I mean? Besides the obvious. And so, you know, I just say on both ends, if this was brought up sporadically, then I don't know. I say red flag, because that means somebody's in somebody's ear pitching.
You know, I'm gonna be rough on them. I don't think marriage is about feelings and like, or even being cherished. Like, it's nice. I just think, I always think marriage is about duty. Like, marriage is to accomplish something, not just greater for you two, but greater for society as a whole. So it's not all about necessarily how y'all love each other, how y'all feel about what you're doing.
It has to.
I think your first job is to be productive, a productive marriage, to procreate in that marriage, and to raise children that are a benefit to society. That's the duty of marriage. I think the love and happiness and all that stuff, it comes and goes within marriage. Especially if you marry, like, say something like 50 years, like we were talking about this other woman. You just not gonna be happy the whole 50 years.
No, absolutely. No,
you're not gonna be happy.
You're not gonna overall.
You're not gonna always like this
sense.
person.
Yeah.
This is not always gonna be your favorite person.
Absolutely.
So the number one thing is the duty, and then you can try and fluctuate and have those things in it, but those they're kind of secondary, and you have to work. You have to do extra credit for them.
So this is how I'm going to prove my point. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
All right. Now I want to be on the spot. Let's turn the stream
No,
on.
go ahead.
No, it's not a bad on the spot. So everything you're saying, that's correct. Now, the love, the passionate, all the other stuff. This is where I'm going to say that this is important. Your wife is right here. Would you trade her in for anything in the world right now?
Nah.
So there it is. That's the love part.
No, it's not. That's the duty part.
No, it's not. No, it is not. It's not. Because
I'm gonna tell you why it is. No matter when you ask me that question and what she did, I'm gonna say no, because it's my duty part. Now I can love her for the next 10 years, and then there could be 2 years somewhere where I'm like, this chick just.
But that's
and during the period that I don't love her, you could ask me, would you trade her in for anybody? And I'd be like, no. Because the duty was answering that question, not the love.
I might. We can argue back and not we didn't argue that, but we can arm wrestle back and forth. Yeah. I think it's love. I think that you just wording it to suit it better for yourself, which is fine. Because I'm just saying, like, because duty, I'm like, that's a job. When I hear that, that's a job. So it's like, do you take your job home?
Now we gotta listen. We gotta look up the word duty. I don't feel like it's necessarily a job.
That's a job.
I feel like it's a maybe an honor thing.
What? Honor
duty,
is honor.
A moral or legal obligation, a responsibility, a task or action that someone is required to perform. That's
a very strong word there. They had me to
That's
use the word
is.
required.
That's what marriage is. It's a required duty.
No.
Say the vows.
You're right. But you're not required to obtain those if you don't love them.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are.
Hey,
the vows. That's even in the vows. In love and in hate. It's in the vows of marriage.
No, absolutely.
So love isn't necessary for that duty of marriage.
I still think there's just love sprinkled in there.
Sure, there's love sprinkled in there.
Obligation and love is 50-50 then.
There's love sprinkled in there. What I'm saying is not a required.
Does love overweigh?
What is it?
I would challenge that. I would probably say no to that because they both got to coexist with each other. Now, I will say that.
I think love is overrated. People to put too much on it. Like, love is an emotion. It's a chemical thing going on in your brain. And people like that feeling. So, of course, you want to be in love because it's a selfish feeling. Like, it makes you feel good.
And we can't control it.
Why?
Because that's part of the autoimmune system. We don't control that. It just happens.
You can control how you react to it.
That's true, but it's still going to be there. Like
I'm just saying the vows say what? Rich or poor, love, hate, sickness, health, better, worse, till death do us part. That's the duty of marriage. It don't say love and when y'all hate each other, you can stop. That's not what it said. So either you take the vows or you don't. Like,
so which one is stated first?
Love or hate.
That's the most important one.
But they both equally important because it say or.
I'm trying to win the arm wrestle here.
Thanks, Chris.
It's no
Thanks,
winners
Chris.
or losers. Like we obviously know people get divorced, so they be throwing that shit out the window. But
that'd be blank. They'd be like, "I say what? I didn't say that."
I didn't say
Like,
I do.
now these new age people, they be trying to write their own vows. They vows be like, Sheila, I will love you until you miss fixing my dinner. And then you got about 15 more days.
It turned into a weird contract. Like,
Yes.
wait, a prenup signed along with this? Wait, what you mean? Why is this here?
Yo, this is America's Mind. If you're here for the first time and you're returning and you enjoying us, hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you whenever we're online. And that's the last time I'm going to tell you that. Bridging the Gap says, I know y'all waiting on my response. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to see what you finna say. We do have to move on though, but whenever you respond, I'll make sure to double back
was so
on that.
unbelievable.
Okay, it's playing something.
My mom.
Oh, it's playing the older. It's playing the older video you just played. The lady.
Okay.
Now stop.
I don't even remember what I have next, but it's about to play, so we'll see.
We are all in for a journey.
All
We're
right.
all in for. Oh my God, this something Chris sent, and I just threw this in here because it was hilarious. I don't know if this is a topic, but just watch it. I'm not even gonna explain it.
You can get in.
Who are you?
What you mean?
You are not the man in this picture.
No, I took that picture when I was in Africa. Yeah, but you can come in. Come sit down.
Where are your eyebrows?
Yo, why taking a picture? Why he think taking a picture in Africa make him a whole new person? I laughed at that when you put that in the group, yo.
I know why I put this in here.
All right, what is it?
I'm not gonna say that I'm against online dating or anything like that. I feel like that this shouldn't be the headliner, or this shouldn't be your number one gateway to success. You know what I mean? Because people could be out here lying. You know, and this girl was ready to go. Like, you about to hop in the car with this guy. Like, you had you was ready for whatever. Like,
yeah,
you can't tell me. And you can tell how aggressive dude is. Oh, come on. Because she's probably so dolled up right now. Like, she's ready to go. And you know what? This saddens me that we've gotten to this point, and then there's no time to just get to see the real person for the first time in real life. Like the first time that you talk to this person and all this other stuff, it's like it was online first, you know?
Yeah.
It's playing, something's playing.
Oh, snap. I always do this to y'all. I thought I fixed that.
So we can talk about that. But that just saddened me all the way around. That's how I looked at it. That's why it was not only comical though too, but it was like, dang, like,
Yeah, they made a whole TV show about that kind of stuff. Catfish.
Oh yeah.
and it was like,
A
dang,
whole
like,
TV show in turn.
and I'm like this, like, I feel like just women shouldn't be on there wasting your time.
I like how he was like just tapping on the seat, like, yeah, just get in
Yeah,
here.
'cause I'm pretty sure she
Don't be
was
pulling
probably
up
looking.
these
She
Tinder
probably was
pictures, yo.
bomb. I ain't even gonna probably sit up here. She was ready
Look what
to
Randy
go.
trying to do.
Huh?
Look what Randy trying to do. She said, scoot that jacket over to the left.
Well, I mean that video.
She's right.
He was still trying. It's fine. I don't know.
She's right. This guy made us look real bad, dude, because that's not what guys do. Period. We don't filter. We don't use special effects. We don't use camera angles, and you definitely don't use a different guy's profile picture to try to
that's
attract
suspect anyway.
women. Trash can juice for that.
That's kind of
Yes,
suspect
man.
anyway. That was you saying, this guy look real handsome. I'm going to put this on here because I'm trash. Like, how do you even say that to yourself and then do it? Like, I don't get it.
Like, that's just bad all the way around. And Randy, you're right. The jacket slides over.
Yeah, we slid it over.
But y'all ladies, y'all better, boy, y'all better hope I don't
My
catch some
dad
trifecta
was
on
so
y'all.
unbelievably
We might have a
supportive of
trifecta.
my
What's the
mom.
next video you just played?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, here we
Every
go.
single girl, when I asked, would you date a guy who makes less than you? No.
I was nervous to go on that.
And then little Victoria's like, yeah, well, I guess so. I want to make. But you know how they say,
tequila. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Once
R.I.P.
once you start drinking,
the tequila truth comes out.
the truth starts coming out. So
I
there's
dated a lot of like guys who don't make.
Okay. Well, how's that worked out? I'm being serious
single.
question here.
I mean, look at me.
No, stop it. You're not gonna play the victim here. You're too good of a girl. But you dated a broke guy.
I dated a broke guy, but they had like a drive to like. They were working
He was
on
broken.
something. They were driven.
They're ambitious.
Yeah, they were working on they were working on their whole brand and building themselves. So I'm
there
not
goes
gonna
that
judge
word.
them where they were at the moment, but once they stopped working on it's when you're broke and you're complacent too. I'm just like, okay, so what you doing? Are you working towards your goal? Where are you at? Because everyone's got to start somewhere. So I can't judge someone on their journey.
She
Well,
said
I'll
a lot of
y'all to go
nothing.
first because you already
Every
know
single girl. When
what
I
I'm about
asked,
to say.
would
Yeah,
you
I
date-
know. You this is a repetitive thing for you. I feel like not feel. I think she's capping. Women will always say they'll do that, right? But they won't. Because where is he right now? She left.
But okay. But she became that way. She was doing it and it's not working. See, that goes back to the repetitiveness, what I was saying, the repetitive cycle. You keep trying to, because it's probably a certain look that she's probably after. It's evident that most women like bad boys. That's fine. You know what I mean? But it's like she became to not start dealing with these type of guys because it's like, what are you getting out of it? You might get a kid or two. You're still single. So something got to change. And that's the thing that I'm saying. That's what I was saying 2 weeks ago. When a guy is working on some stuff, he's broken. And it's like, and some women should not be so eager to implement their self into something broken and say, oh, I'm going to be the cure for this broken man. No. You're going to just be disappointed at the end of the day. Because that doesn't help him. If the PUS is there on the table, he gonna take it. That's what we do.
Oh.
If it's just sitting there on our lap, eventually we'll get to it. It's just like our phone, right? I hate to say it blend like that, but it's like we'll eventually get to it.
I think this will relate back to the last conversation we just had. So it goes back to me with people fulfilling their duties. I think people feel like in these new modern times that they could just pull people out, they feel like dating is a thing now. Dating is new as hell. Dating just started happening 60 years ago. And then people think they have it figured out, but it's just so now that people are dating, they're approaching every person that they meet as, is this person, does he fit all of my criteria? Does he or she, does she look good enough for me? Do they make enough money? Are they this tall? Are they this much in shape? So people are approaching other people to date them, and so they try to fill a shopping list of things. And this is why I come at this whole thing different, because I think all that's stupid. because of what we were talking about before. That if you, what are you talking about doing? Are you gonna date? Are you looking to date for marriage? If you're looking to date for marriage and you want to fulfill your duty in marriage, then all of these things that you're talking about, I don't know I just don't hear them anymore. Now we can go on and say I don't think money has anything to do with two people getting married. They can both be broke. One of them can get rich, the other one still be broke. And I don't even think it matters which one. I think maybe when you're having kids, those things start coming into more play. Like you have to plan that more.
Kids are relevant. The kids are.
But I don't think a marriage needs funding. I think a marriage needs two people who have a sense of duty.
In that
so
sense,
like
I
all
agree.
this is all dating talk to me. Like she's gonna date a dude who's broke. She's gonna date a dude who's rich. Her duty's off anyway. She ain't marrying none of them.
Let's think outside the box. Let's just try like an experiment. Let's say if women was to start saying, "Hey, when you get yours together, then holler at me," and then just cold turkey him. Do you know how much drive, if he really wants you, what that's gonna do? Not only will he respect you, but that's gonna bring a different drive in him to not only master your list, but he gonna come with so much stuff that you ain't gonna have no choice.
I feel colder about that shit.
Yeah, like
no. I mean,
no,
I feel.
but I'm just saying, like, because women gotta get.
This is what you're saying.
Less than you. No,
Because women gotta get the
nervous to go on
respect
that.
back.
And then little Victoria's like,
You know what I mean? And some, not all.
This is what you saying the man would do. You saying that a man that doesn't have money would pick a woman and she would be like, "No, go get some money first and then come back." But okay, and then once the man gets the money, he's gonna go back to the same woman. Like what if it took 7 years and they were 27 and now she's what? If she's worth it. What is okay? But she was worth more at 27 than she is at 35.
I might.
So why wouldn't I go back once I built up and get another 27-year-old since I had to do this to get this other chick? I could be like, because
this one was more true to you than the other one.
Yeah, but what's also true is I can go get the 27-year-old version of her now.
But then you're taking a gamble.
What gamble?
Because you don't know nothing about that new chick.
I don't know nothing about this other one either.
No, you know.
All I know is that she passed me off when I wanted her, right?
So she passed you off,
right? And so
she
seven years later,
you to get your craft together.
Okay, well, 7 years later, when I got my craft together, and she's 7 years older, and I'm more richer, and I'm 7 years older. My 7 years not the same as her 7 years. I could wait until I'm 50. She can't wait till she's 50. I could wait till I'm 65 and then be like, I'm ready now, and go get a 27-year-old.
No, that's true. But see, let's that's
just setting women up.
I'm still
it's setting women up to lose.
In a sense like that, that men respect women more or better. The women that a man hasn't slept with, he respects them more than the women that he has slept with. They could both be equally cool, but he's going to respect the woman that he hasn't slept with, or he can't get to the way he wants to, because she's setting up a foundation. She's setting up boundaries. She's setting up rules. So he's going to want that more.
She's avoiding a foundation and setting rules.
No.
She's not going into the duty. She's not going into commitment. She's saying, I want to see what happens first.
And I feel like, but you're going to respect her more.
No.
You will.
Why am I going to respect the chick that says, I want to see what happens first? What if she sees what happens, like, and then it falls off and you got to start over again?
So
if she goes, okay, you got it. Then, all right, y'all together for 5 years. Then you lose it. Does she get to go, let me see if you can do it again. I'm going to step back.
Well, no, I might, hopefully the things that you were talking about, the duties and things like that should be
implemented.
Well, that's the things I want to see when I meet her.
No, but you asking for a wife from day one.
Yes, yes, I am.
She can't. No, she's not allowed. She shouldn't do that.
A woman can't become a wife.
Look,
she either is or isn't.
Can.
that's mildly true, but I'm saying, like, she can't. She shouldn't reveal all of the gifts to because it's levels. It's like if we crack over Zelda and then we get all of the perks from level 1. What's the point of playing the game?
There is levels, and she
And
shouldn't give up all the gifts.
Well, no,
but she shouldn't get.
She's holding the most important part.
Okay, well, how much should the dude make then?
No, it's not about the money. It's
all right,
about,
so
it's about just the stature and about the character of the person.
What stature does he need?
I'm just saying, if he's building on himself, and she could say, you know what, I really want to rock with you. I'm feeling you. I like everything, but I want you to finish that. I don't want to be a distraction. I don't want to be the reason why it doesn't work.
It's not a wife
for you,
because a wife isn't a distraction. A wife is a helpmeet.
I know that, and that's a helpmeet. By saying
no, she's gonna get in there and
focus on your business.
She gonna get in there and start digging with you.
No.
Okay.
She's not. No. Why would she do that? That's a gamble.
Because that's her job.
No. Why would she do that? That's
it's all a gamble.
She could do that with 10 men and be single.
And she gonna stay single because she did that with 10 men. Why would you choose a woman why would you choose a woman that left you what you were doing to go do the same thing with 10 men? And now 7 years and 10 men later, you're like, okay.
I'm just saying, it's a respect thing. Okay, if a girl that you never slept with calls your phone, and a girl that you slept with 100 times calls your phone, which one you answering?
What am I looking for?
No, which one you answering?
If I'm looking for sex, I'm gonna choose the one I smashed already.
Huh?
Because it's a for sure. I'm gonna go with the for sure.
So you're gonna keep answering that call?
Depends what I'm doing with my life.
It's gonna change eventually.
Okay, so when it changes,
and
I'm gonna stop answering the call. One that
because
I slept with 100 times.
Even though the other girl got 100 more on the other chick.
Yeah, but I never answered her call before.
Once your mind changes, you gonna bump her 100 paces. Don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
and that's respect. That woman created that respect from you.
I don't even know who this girl is. I never answered her call. I don't respect her. I don't expect her because I ignored her.
You didn't do nothing with her, so you're still curious.
It's not respect. I just ignored her. Did I ignore her and she kept calling me?
But when you're ready to make one of them your wife, you gonna answer that one that you ain't did nothing with, because you will be like, oh, this one was just time to get by. You're a married man, so I know you can't dibble too much in it like that. That's why I'm speaking it from just how it really is.
I don't know what you mean, really.
No, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yo, they in the comments talking about the new Beyonce album. The only thing I hear about what you're saying is I'm gonna take the woman with less bodies, or that I think has less bodies.
I'm just saying that for women to have a stance, be traditional, you know what I mean?
What you said ain't traditional.
That is traditional. If we was to follow tradition, then we wouldn't be sleeping with none of these women until we commit to them fully.
Yeah, you would show up at their dad's house with a pig, and they'd be like, "Okay, here's my daughter."
I might, yeah, and many moves later,
and the daughter can be like, let me check this out for 7 years, pops. Let me see how this turns out. He's like, no, y'all got to get out there, and the daughter's supposed to go and start tilling the farm.
And I feel like that if it should be like that because a man is going to respect a woman that he ain't been doing everything with from day one.
But that's what tradition is. What I'm saying, the man goes and gets the woman. He builds a whole farm with her. He put her out in the field. They both out in the field working. They planting corn. They picking the corn. They building the thing them together. And that's what. What do you mean? That's opposite of what you said. You said, man, go out, build the best farm you can, then bring all this corn and your success to the woman and see if she wants it.
Yes.
Well, so in terms of like, if you think about arranged marriages too, wasn't it even back in the day, if the father didn't see that the man that came to the house to ask for the daughter was a good suitor, then maybe he wouldn't have been picked.
That's a
at
whole
that
different
point either.
scenario.
Like,
Now we'll have to make a culture jump. I agree with arranged marriages.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a culture jump because, I mean, it is more extreme in some cases, but like in Chris's example, if you want to take on my daughter and you can't support her by XYZ, then sorry, sir, like, go get yourself together is what Chris is saying. And then maybe you can come back.
That's what a rich family would say.
And all I'm saying is like stand for something.
That's what a like rich family who can put their daughter up on a certain kind of pedestal would say.
I don't think so, because apply it to your daughter. If there was a dude that came to you and wasn't a good suitor,
like everybody's not rich in their arranged marriage situation, right? There are some families in poverty. There's some in middle class.
That's true.
So the families in poverty and the ones like say lower middle class, they can't say, go become a doctor and then you can have my daughter. That's what a rich family would say who was arranging marriage for their daughter. That's a family whose father is a doctor and he's looking for a doctor for his daughter. But the freaking dude who works at the corner store can be like, you're not a doctor, you can't have my daughter. Even like there's still levels to the arranged marriage, and you're just thinking of a higher level of it.
But even then, if there's levels, which is true, it's still respect behind it. It's a prep.
Right.
It's a prep, and that's what I'm saying overall. Right. The prep. Stand for something or fall for everything.
I think we just go disagree with this one right now, but it was a good combo, you know. Every conversation we have, I think they're all the same conversation. It's just, you know, we have different perspectives on what.
Yeah, and all I'm just saying, just for women out here today, to try something different, because like I said, stand for something or fall for everything. Everybody is out here in these streets.
I think they should try something different.
Look, do something different, sweets. Start telling these dudes no. Start put some boundaries up. Put yourself as that queen that don't bow.
I think
you know what I mean? Like, do that, and I think that you start flushing out the BS, and you start getting some dudes out here that's more reputable because you batting everything away. Like what we were saying a couple months back. Does a woman want to be hunted, or does a woman know she's hunted? A woman knows she's hunted is going to go in the hill and it's going to be high, so everybody can't get her. So you could have 100 dudes that's slaughtering everything down there. You might have that one or two like, well, what's up? Why that one up there?
Yeah, I think it's more dangerous to tell women to wait until they can get exactly what they want, because first, one thing is there's not enough men who are gonna become, because once you give women that choice where they see something is valuable, there's not gonna be enough for those men, because that's what they're doing now. They're all saying, I want a dude who makes $100,000.
Well, that's social media there, you know.
Right.
That's
all right. So once now like they're waiting for that. That's only 10% of dudes. So what's gonna happen to the 90% of them?
I'm like,
you told them to wait till they was 35 for dude. They waited till they was 35 for dude. Dude's gonna be like, I'm valuable now. I could have anybody. I could literally go in the candy store and just pick anything that I want. But I care for you that much. Like, how often is that gonna happen?
I'm like, it won't happen. It's rare. But
yeah, the dude's gonna shop for a better deal.
But
right?
what I'm creating is that a better situation for her. Ultimately, like,
this is what I think, and we'll wrap it up. I think women should have duty. I think they should have duty, respect, and honor, and that's how they'll get what they want. They might not necessarily get everything they want, but that's the first thing they have to do. They have to put their duty, respect, and honor back
But
on.
when you talk to some of these women that are broken, have done that, you even see that.
No, I don't know
the
too many.
Emotional level,
I don't know
that
too many women that
out
did
that they've done that.
I don't know too many women
Right,
that
Chris.
did that.
And it didn't work.
You know
because
what?
they're doing what everybody, they're doing what every other girl is doing.
You talking about women that are out here dating and smashing. You're not talking about no duty, respect, and honor chicks.
All I'm just saying is just that
you talking about this? You're talking about chicks that got bodies on them.
I understand it, but what I'm saying is
I'm not talking about that.
But you can,
they done already.
You can change, because what is it getting you? Besides more bodies.
Don't have to change.
Like, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I need to do something different.
Don't have to change. Like,
some people won't. But what I'm saying that, you know what I mean? It's just like a dude that hustles. You know what I mean? Like, how long am I going to hustle? Like, I'll use myself as a real life. I've worked 2 jobs for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
you've been like that for as long as
and it's
I
like,
know you.
okay, Chris, what you about to do? You're going to have to figure this out, because working 16, 18, 20 hours, are you going to have a respectable woman? Are you going to be there for your children? Are you even going to have time for yourself? Like, hey, bro, you flirting with 40, you need to figure something out. You know, because I can't do this forever. And what I'm saying, women that keep doing the same thing over and over, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 2 baby daddies, 3 baby daddies, 4 baby daddies, like, come on. Like, hey, I don't want to be that girl in these streets no more, so let me create some boundaries. Let me create, you know what I mean? You could do that. We've seen it happen before.
I haven't.
That happened with Eve, the rapper.
Ooh, I don't know what Eve was doing with herself.
Eve told us what she was doing with herself before she became a rapper and all that stuff. But I'm just saying,
Eve is different. She has money. Like, we're talking about regular people.
Regular people could do that too. It starts from somewhere.
I haven't seen it.
I have.
Okay.
I might, just because they don't make the $100,000 and the 10% doesn't mean that they're not successful.
No, I didn't say that. I feel like you were saying that, but
No.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is,
I believe in thousandaires.
You see, you want to save them after they need to be saved. I want to save them before they need to be saved. So what I'm saying is, have duty, honor, and respect first before you start doing all this other stuff that comes with dating. And then if you find the dude when you're 22, marry him. Y'all build a family. And we don't have to talk about we don't have to talk about saving you when you're 35.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with that. But right now, I'm 40, and I see that the generation that's 2 decades under me are already tarnished. You know what I mean?
Not all of them.
Most. Like, what's the average?
It depends where you are.
Like, I don't even want to draw up a scale, but what's the average like kid count on a woman that's 28
in Ghana?
No, I didn't say in Ghana. I was just saying there's
in Nigeria.
No, not them. I'm saying like an American.
In Ethiopia.
Yeah,
we're
in
Americanized.
America. Yeah.
Oh, the Western hoes. Oh,
yeah. What's the average body count? And what's the average kid count?
They got high body counts.
Like, a lot of these girls are 25 with like 4 kids already.
Yeah.
3 baby daddies. Like, whoa. Look beautiful, but it's like, I gotta take on a lot if I want to deal with that. And that's what I'm saying. And so it's like, let's some kind of way how these women break the cycle. Because I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 90s and stuff like that. Girls wasn't doing it like that back in the 90s. And they homegirls kept them accountable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was more respect. We respected them more. And that's all. That's what you want as a woman. You want a man to respect you. Not to just look at you as, let me just answer this. I want some. F it.
All right, welcome to America's Mind. We're glad to have you here. This is the last time I'm going to tell you, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so YouTube can bother you when we go online. And we appreciate all your support. everybody that's here. We got
Hey. We got comments.
Yeah, Charmaine. Bridging the gap. What makes one want to even get married? How do you pick the person to marry? Or do you not care because your duty is to the institution of marriage? She corrected that. I feel like I've answered this question like through conversation. What makes a person want to get married? Because it's just the best outcome for every person. If like the things that can happen to you outside of a pairing is worse than the things that can happen to you inside of a pairing. And then when you like, it's not like you are outside of a pairing and you're not doing things that, like, for instance, if you're going to have a kid, is it better to have a kid inside of a marriage or outside of a marriage? Statistics say overwhelmingly it's better for children to be born in wedlock. Like they're more successful, overwhelmingly more successful. So what makes a person want to get married? Maybe they want to have kids, right? And so why wouldn't you get into an overwhelmingly more successful situation to have kids? Maybe like you don't want to have a heart attack and you're by yourself in your kitchen. Maybe a safety thing for women because they need protection. Maybe a man spends all his time working and he needs somebody to cook him meals. Like there's a lot of reasons. How do you pick the person to marry? You pick the person that's going to stay in the marriage and do those things. Or do you not care because your duty to you pick the person who's going to stay in the marriage and do those things because of the institution of marriage, and the person has a respect for the duty of that institution. Have you heard the new Beyonce album? Here those bees are for the beehive. If you don't know, are not the beehive, the hive mind.
Hive mind.
So if you're a subscriber of America's Mind, you are part of the hive mind. That's what we call our tribe. We gonna have different color bees. But I see the beehive in here. I heard Beyonce album blaring from out the room the other night. Yeah, Charmaine. Charmaine says heard it was trash, but I haven't.
It can't
I don't
be
think
trash, it's
Beyonce makes
ridiculous.
trash albums. I haven't heard this one, but we'll see. I'm gonna listen to it.
Is it a good album?
I haven't gotten through the whole thing, but what I've heard so far is absolutely out of this world.
Out of this world, like fabulous, like
Yeah.
good? Oh,
Okay.
Jacob had to serve 7 years before he was able to marry the woman he wanted. I don't know. Jacob from Jacob's Ladder? Like Jason's Lyric? What movie we talking about? I don't know that movie. Do you respect someone that doesn't respect you? Respect is earned. Okay. I remember what that was talking about. That's why I don't have any response to it. And personal decision on why people want to get married. Therefore, they shouldn't be obligated to a so-called duty. It's not a so-called duty. There's a duty in marriage.
Uh-oh.
If you think there's no duty in marriage, you should not be married. Like you failed the test already. Like you just like that was the best. Like if that's the first question. Like why? What is your obligation in marriage? Like duty. And then, like, and you're like so-called duty. You failed already. Bible talk. Jacob turned Israel.
I know her, so I know where she's aiming at with that word.
I don't think Christians exist anymore. Like, there's no Christian that really follows what they actually. If a Christian really believed that this was the word of God, they would never step out of it. So I don't really think I don't think people like that exist. Everybody I know have stepped out of their Christianity, and then they do this thing where everybody sins. But if you're also Christian, like all sins are equal, right? You're supposed to be overcoming them. Even when you sin, you're supposed to sin and then learn from it and not do it again. But like everybody I know who's Christian just does the same thing. They sin every day. It'll be the same sins. Like, so I don't really think they really believe in that shit themselves. That's what I mean. Like,
Are all sins equal?
all sins are equal. Like, premarital sex is the same as murder. So it's like, oh, you can murder somebody and be forgiven by God, but then you murder two people. It's like, No, you didn't learn. But so if it's equal, you can have premarital sex and be like, oh, you can be forgiven, but then you do it 100 more times. It's like, what? No, you didn't learn from this. Your freaking sin. You don't really believe in this. You don't really believe this is a sin, and somebody's gonna judge you for it, or you wouldn't did it 100 times. Like that doesn't even make sense. If I was a Christian, I would like. Anyway, next subject.
Well, I just added, thank you everyone for the comments.
Yeah. Brittany Griner says I'm Rasta. I don't know what that religion is about. It sounds dope though. Like the everybody who I know who practices that, they are usually good people.
Well, that's a real thing. I'm asking.
Rastafarian is a real religion. Oh, she's joking?
No, I'm asking. I
don't want to make fun of people's religion, so no. If anybody,
my dad was so
anybody who's Rasta
supportive
felt like that was disrespectful, my bad. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Okay.
Your channel's doing really well. Congrats. What?
Do we want to go through that? Yeah, we have to. It's a topic.
I don't know because I was a little
your channel's doing really
all
well.
over the place with this one.
Let's just see. All right, so this is Albert from Alvin Preach on the right, and a YouTuber called Sneako, and they were having a discussion. It is kind of all over the place, but we'll see if we can pick anything out of it in general off top. So Rasta is not a religion; it's a way of life. Okay.
Shout out to Abba and Preach.
Shout out to Abba and Preach. I love that channel.
Yeah.
they be speaking the truth sometimes. Our lighting settings came off. Hold on. Let me get that back on and then we'll start this and see if we can find entertainment in it.
Like you do social commentary on a regular basis. How's your perception of the world changed? Like what's your worldview now? What's some stuff that you're thinking about that other people probably are not tapped into because of how much social commentary you do?
If you're asking me what's changed about me, I think
that's not the question he asked.
Being around Preach, having the opportunity to. It's also like my time on YouTube has been interesting because I started really aggressively when I was around 26 and now I'm 32. That's been a really big transitional period in my life. I think I've become much more relaxed. I've just chilled out a lot more. I'm not as angry. I don't have as many issues. I'm in a much better place.
You're making a lot more money.
Yeah, I mean, that's only been the last year and a half. Before that, I was still making 30, 40K a year. So you have to imagine the period where most of my change happened, I was still making the same amount of income. And I've been living on 30 to 40K most of my life, either working in the military, running my own business, doing all this stuff. It's only during the pandemic that things blew up because people don't realize during the pandemic, we went from 120K to 1.7 million. So people are like, oh, you guys are rich now.
You ever watch that YouTube channel, I've Been Preach? I think you would like them. I didn't know they had just blown up that recently though. Just during the pandemic, I thought they were popular way before that.
I did too. Yeah.
Guys, it's like, bro, that's only been the last year and a half. Like, what do you think? I went through 30 years of my life living one way, and then I got to 32, and now I'm a different human being. Like, they don't know me like that. But my homies who I've never changed. I still got the same friends from when I was poor to today. We still kick it. We can spend time. My family members, like, none of these people see me as changed. But everyone online is convinced I have. I'm just like, hey, man, it's all
well, maybe it's not how people perceive you, but how has your worldview changed? Getting money.
Yeah, so to that point is like, because I've changed as a person in terms of being much more mellowed out, I'm much more reflective. I'm much more spending time listening, which is part of like why I can't stream, because I feel like I talk too much. Me personally, I can't do it because I have to spend a lot of time listening. Or sometimes, I don't know if you ever have this, Sneako. Sometimes I'll talk and I'll be mid-sentence and I'm like, wait, why am I still talking right now? Like, what the fuck am I even saying at the moment?
Yeah.
I have moments like that, and that's when I realized, like, I might need to shut the fuck up and do some reflection. And people meet me in person sometimes, and they realize like I'm really quiet, and I like prefer listening. And so I think that's like the biggest change. I'm just slower, I just take my time a lot more, and I just spend more time listening to people. So I can see the ways.
I have a question based on what he was saying. Like, so since you've been doing the show, like, have you become more like reflective on the things you talk about? Because I feel like I have. like I feel like more often, even like when not doing the show, I'll be talking to somebody about something, and then it fills up my brain longer. Like I'll go over the conversation, like, is that what part of that do I really agree with, or should I kind of
I'm like, it's for me. I'm like, because I've had my individual challenges, and then I have like family. My mom, in particularly, that's has implemented challenges for me, without the cursing. She was really big on that. Like don't curse and yeah, it has me look at things differently. It has me use my wording, differently. Don't sound like an idiot on this microphone, stuff like that. And I do feel like I am a little bit more engaged and stuff like that. And then like I notice like a lot of people, especially like friends and stuff like that, that kind of like I have to monitor what I say, and I'm not saying it because I'm hiding something, but it's like, well, hey, Chris, hey, because you be saying to make sure, you don't be doing that, contradict yourself.
You don't want to offend people.
Well, like people that care about me, they don't want me to be contradictive. They don't want me to be preaching one thing and then practicing something different, which is understandable. So even like now, where I even have like conversations privately with my friends and stuff like that, like I don't use a lot of profanity and stuff like that, and it's like, wow, like, okay, like. But
do you think there's something wrong with that, like preaching one thing and practicing a different?
Absolutely.
Thing? Like for pastors or for regular people?
For anybody, because it's like that makes you hypocritical. And if you're hypocritical, then where can you stand? Because see how my mind operates. I operate if we're in a courtroom.
I'd have to think about that.
I always operate if we're in a courtroom, right? So it's like you can't tell people to you can't be out here trying to play Captain Saver, but then Saturday nights you spotted over there on Florence
picking up the
Captain Savers. It's like, whoa, hold on, play, hold on. You preach all week about Captain Saver, but then on Saturdays you over there scooping them up, like.
But all right, so one of the first things I thought about is like prisoners who talk to kids.
So
don't get in this, or like even gang members who are like, don't get in this life.
I'm
like, yeah.
No, now in that case, I feel like everybody in jail is not guilty, if that makes sense.
Well, that's a fact.
Because sometimes people are just put in uncompromising situations.
Let me say it this way. Like, I know gang members who've done gang member things and would sit down and, what is this person saying in chat? Anyway, that will sit down with people and be like, do not do these things. That's not the right way to go.
Yeah. No, I agree. Because,
so like, how is that? Yeah, thank you. How is that different than what we're
because they're
about?
saying that because they're protecting you from the reality or what your reality can be. Like if you're thinking that you're trying to kill to solve a problem, clear a void, do this and that, think you're not gonna get caught, hey bro, you're wrong. And if you want that to be your fate, then go ahead. But if you don't want to be in the position and that I'm in, don't do it. So I would say that because that's like more of a lesson learned. But
so that's why I'm saying I go back and forth about the practice what you preach kind of thing. I think I don't necessarily think that has to be true. I think because like life you learn from mistakes. So I think
experiences,
life you learn from experiences. So I think the people who have who have more experience, like in this culture nowadays, we don't really value old wise people. Like we want to put them away. Like like the younger you are, the less you probably value old people, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're 17 right now, you probably like the boomers. So like I'm like, okay, so the older you are, the more mistakes you've made. It's just it comes with life.
And I would
So
love to
why wouldn't you
pick their brain?
Why wouldn't you come with wisdom and say, look at all these mistakes I made. Don't do that.
But
I'm it's not practice what you preach. I think you should say practice or preach against what you practice. Maybe.
Well, it's like practice what you preach. It's like you're trying to dictate you as the person. So like, let's say like, you know, for example, where it's like if I'm telling people that I practice what you preach. Perfect example. Instagram chicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they give you the persona of what? They work out, they watch what they eat, they're doing all that. But behind the scenes, no, they going to the doctor, they getting sucked, pulled, tucked, nipped. But then when they on TV or when the camera's rolling, you see them on that treadmill, you see them doing their aerobics. You see, you know, that's what that means with the practice what you preach.
I guess it depends what the outcome is that you're seeking.
You're doing a false sense of reality that it's not true.
Well, that's what I mean. I guess it depends on whether the thing that you're saying is an actual positive. Like say they're showing a workout regimen, and if somebody followed it, it would work.
Yeah,
but they went and got surgery.
Exactly.
So I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Well, I'm just saying because like a woman's body, that's such a touchy-feely subject for women. And
how do we get on this? We were watching this video.
It's a touchy-feely subject for women. So it's like if a woman's like, yeah, if you just get out there and do this, do that, you can look like me, you know?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's my bad. I actually hear it in your headphones this time.
No, it's all good.
Can we get to the point of the shit? And so I'm much better at problem solving. And this is even something I reflected with my relationship with
Same
Preach.
thing too. Practice what you preach with the
There's
problem
a lot of
solving
turbulence,
too.
Business wise,
Because people will tell people what to do different, and they won't do that at all. Not even.
Right.
Like they'll tell anybody in heartbeat, man, get a job, go do this, stack your money, this, that. Well, do you do that? Well, I work. Yeah, you work now. But you got a loan for $1 million up front.
Right.
I think that's what I mean.
You know,
is the thing that the person that isn't doing the thing, is it good? Like, is it what you probably should do? Because, all right, let's say they went and got a loan for $1 million, but they were like, yo, stack your bread, get a job, get 2 jobs, hustle.
Wrong.
Do this.
Yeah, they're wrong for that.
Why?
Because
they're telling you to do the right thing, but they're doing the wrong thing.
Because if that was the case, then we would have way more millionaires. It's not that easy to get $1 million. We could go on YouTube right now.
I thought you moving the goalposts. They didn't say this is how you get $1 million, or is that what you meant?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, because you're leading people to astray, to doing something that easier said than done.
But all right.
And they're wrong for that.
I could see that. All right, so now we're talking about like guru type people.
Well, yeah, just anybody that's like that has a following, that's portraying to do something and be something, and then in reality, it's not true and it's not that.
This is what I think. I think for like guru type people, I think it's easier to get rich than most people think. I think it's easier to get $1 million than most people think. I think it's hard to do the things to get $1 million, right? And
or to maintain it.
Or maintain it. I think, but if you do the things that you're doing, I think it's easier. But it's hard for everybody to actually do those things. Right?
Well, it's definitely easier to go and get a pistol and then just go out there and do what you gotta do.
No, I mean, like if
that's easy. But can we do that?
We all over the place now. But if a person's like, yo, stop spending money on fast food, put this much away out of your income, put 80% of your income up, invest 10%, live off 10%. Like, all right,
and it's easier said than done.
Right, but if you do it, then it's easy to become
No,
a
if
millionaire.
you do it, you still won't get it.
Maybe not, but I think you have a better chance than if you didn't do it.
You have a better chance of probably getting lucky.
Ain't no luck.
Yeah.
That's not luck.
That's lucky. You got a better chance of getting lucky.
So you
maybe.
actually think if you follow good financial structure, then it's still luck?
It's still some luck in there. And no one knows how to express it and talk about it because they just happen.
I don't know if I agree
Opportunity
with
just
luck.
popped up.
But all right, so what do they say? What is it? Opportunity is when preparation meets. No, or is that what it? What's that saying? Look that up.
Okay.
But no, I get the.
No, it's when success is when preparation meets opportunity.
Absolutely.
So if an opportunity comes and you weren't ready for it, then you won't be able to capitalize on it.
But how do you get to the opportunity part?
You don't get there, they just come. So you be ready for when they get there.
But
you prepare for the opportunity, then the opportunity finds you, you're successful.
I'm like, but wouldn't you have to be an opportunist to create opportunity?
No.
Yeah. An opportunist will create more of an opportunity.
We're conflating things. Opportunity, a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So, like say, I can meet a person. What's something that I haven't? I can meet a surgeon right now who is the president of the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be like, yo, I really want to work at that hospital, and I'm so lucky that I ran into you. Because I just finished medical school. Can't do that. I didn't prepare for that. I didn't prepare for that situation. But a person who did prepare, finished medical school, just happened to be in this place. So two people can be in place for the same opportunity. Only one person that prepared for that opportunity can capitalize on it.
One person has to be opportunist.
And that's, I guess, an extreme example. But on smaller levels, those things work.
Like people don't. I think the thing that they leave out, especially people that make money or become successful, because I'm still going to use the word opportunist, and then I'm going to kind of I'm going to use a different word too. When you're trying to obtain something, you got to stalk it. You know what I'm saying? Like you live, breathe, eat, output it. You know what I'm saying? Like that becomes your world. That world in your mind becomes a reality. You know what I'm saying? And you're on it every chance, every opportunity, everything. You know what I mean? Like you have to. It becomes infectious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then people that start believing in you, it'll start spreading in them. You know what I mean? So, but it's like you have to get to that point. But see, people don't talk about that. Like, is it easier to get start from zero and get to 1 million, or is it easier to get to 100,000 and get to 1 million?
I see what you're saying. Is
So
it
it's
easier
like-
to get from 100,000 to 1 million than it is from 0 to?
But
I think it's harder to get from 0 to 100,000 than it is to get. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
it's
it's-
harder to get from 0 to 100,000 than it is to get from 100,000
because
to 1 million.
$100,000, you have not only cracked open some different tax brackets. You cracked open some other little doors that you may have not known, and some other doors have presented itself. You know what I mean? So
I think there's a
like
different reason. I think because if you can get to 100,000, you learn the things that you need to get to 1 million.
Absolutely. But see, people don't talk about that. What do they pitch?
Right.
It's not the fact that you have the 100,000; it's that you knew how to get it.
Yeah, but see, no one preaches that.
Yeah.
The 100,000 is skipped. If you follow these tips right here, in 45 days, I can get you $1 million.
Sign up for my course.
Sign up for my course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
then
should
it's
start selling
and I won't
courses,
say it's a scam, but it's like it's luck and opportunity. If you get lucky, if you're opportunist, if you stalk this, if you do this, they don't share that with you. But if you work around the clock this opportunity could present itself and you can get the ball going. How many people are going to do that? They're not.
Right, so I think I agree with you. I can't say anything other than that. Opportunity could be luck, but still, you're not going to get lucky if you're not ready. So that's all I was saying.
No, absolutely. But yeah, so you
I know we done went all in a whole circle because we started somewhere. Then we started talking about people practice but don't preach, or preach but don't practice. Then we got to opportunity.
That's the luxury of the show.
That's the luxury of having a podcast, sitting around talking to your friends,
around, you know what I mean?
Drinking Calypso lemonade.
It's the same thing. Even like if we was to talk about this show, like what we're doing now is that we are creating opportunities.
Yeah.
And one day we might get lucky.
We're preparing to face opportunities.
Somebody with a big platform might stumble and put a comment in, and boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the same thing when I went viral on TikTok. Got lucky. You know.
Oh, this guy in the chat. Yo, I timed you out because you were spamming, not because of what you were saying. You posted the same thing back to back twice. Like we deleted the first time, then you reposted it again. But you see, like, things you're posting now, they're still there, right? Like, just chill on the spam posting. That's all.
I don't know what spam is. I'm like,
he was like,
in the chat.
He was like, no, I don't know. He was campaigning for some reason in the comments. It didn't make sense what he was doing in the first place.
Comments are encouraged, always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My goal for myself personally, just to have the realistic show ever where there's going to be comments like that.
He just
I'm
like,
not
he
going to
had posted
blackball
like,
nobody. I'm not going to taboo them. I'm not going to block them.
He had posted like a string of Trump 2024 things. It was like kind of off topic. If you know me, I don't really care about that. Like, I like.
No, that's fine. I'm like, Trump 2024. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm not a leftist. I don't think either of us are. So if you were trying to trigger us over that,
something that I'm not there.
Yeah, if you're trying to trigger us over that, we're not those people.
Hang on tight for 2024.
It's just that you were spamming it.
No worries. I appreciate him tuning in. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the concerns.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. So,
all right, let's see if this conversation helps us rant about some more stuff.
Okay.
I gotta turn it back.
That's why I get so frustrated and I interrupt people, and I don't have that same thing where you like mid-sentence, like, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm pretty like set in stone with my worldview. Mm-hmm. I genuinely think like I've taken the red pill. I see the truth of the world, and the red pill is bigger than just women. The red pill is realizing that we're all just pawns in this game.
It's a very powerful statement.
They're controlling us completely. And so because I follow that, and I don't see how anyone cannot see that like as a reality. Like the pharmaceutical industry, the banks,
no comment.
Everything is all a scam meant to manipulate and control us. So because I follow that, like I never find myself get off track. Like I stick to that because I don't see how that's just not the truth. That is the truth. We can't trust the government. There is brainwashing. Social media is bad for you. TikTok is ran by China, meant to manipulate people and make them all like change their gender and believe in nonsense.
Don't comment again.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Once I realize that,
hold on, let me check and see if we're canceled yet. I don't know if we can play that in the United States.
That's why I said no comment.
Oh no, we're good. Okay, that's it.
We didn't say it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, these people have absolutely nothing original to say. They're just saying, so they just have to go, well, this is what I think about Trump. And well, I don't like a pro-life, pro-choice. It doesn't fucking matter what you think about pro-life, pro-choice. We have no effect. We can't change it. There's no point in voting. There's no point in putting BLM in your bio. The world is the way it is. And the only way we can act accordingly is taking our power back and fighting that.
I'd say this.
This topic is powerful.
It is. I'm not sure if I 100% agree, but I understand where his frustration's coming from.
Well, he's a young man that's discovering that. I believe this kid is like 23. So it's like,
oh snap. Okay.
And so See, this is where you get, this is the good and the bad. And I'll create the subject really quick. This is the good and the bad when it comes to the social media and the internet versus when we had the internet. You know, the internet wasn't, you had to like go home. You had to turn on an actual desktop. You know, type www dot. It was no spell checks. It was none of that.
You couldn't even skip the www.
Yeah.
You had to,
you know.
you had
and
to
then
do
if
the
it
whole
was like
thing.
some of them computers, it was the HPTT with the 2 slashes. You know, and that probably done went where a few people were like, wait, huh? You know, so this is the gift and the curse. I'll use that as a paraphrase of the internet because it's so easy to just get things now. It's easy to get content. It's easy to get videos. It's easy to, you could get a pushback on something. And then now what happens is that it could create people's minds to be set a certain way, which I'm not saying that that's not right or wrong at all. But what I'm just saying is that, you know, I think this is going to be one of these things, in my personal opinion, when I just talk about technology in general, it's going to be it's going to be bad, more bad than it is good, in my opinion.
Why do you think people are so divisive, though? Because, I mean, that can't be contested, right? We live in kind of like a divided society at this point. You either are strong right here or you're strong over here, and these things are opposite.
And that's the part that's the craziest part about it, is that technology, in my opinion, how it was revolving was to close, or in Charmaine's case, bridge the gap in some things, and it didn't, and it's not working,
right?
Because we're more divided, we're more spread apart, we're like, how many people are doing a podcast with it's like 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people? When you look at the successful podcasts, you could tell that they're in different places, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But what I'm saying is that people are more suited to do that than to do it old school way. You know, back in the day, it's like if we wanted to see each other, it's like, hey, I go to Jamal's house.
I think it's just easier for people to say whatever they want online, and there's usually no consequence. Like,
absolutely,
having conversations in person come with like a little bit of consequence. You can't just start saying, you know, but that's like, you know, like how that chat we read earlier, you idiotic morons. You can't just start saying that to people in public.
And that's why I feel about certain things.
People just be doing this on their keyboard.
It's not genuine. It's not true. It's like, if I was to go by some of these comments, and I'm not saying that I'm big and bad and Mr. Billy bad, you know who, and big and tough, but I'm like, bro, if you was sitting down right next to me, and if you was to type what you just said and say that in front of my face, I think that you would maybe think about it first. And I'm not saying it because that I will beat you up or I have the ability to beat you up. There would just be some natural restraint. I have an ability to just to beat you up in a different way. Beat you up psychologically on camera. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's when things was really good.
No, but outside of that too. Also, there is like, outside of people being divided, everybody has a strong stance about something.
Because there's no pushback, because they can click, and there's nobody gonna be knocking on the door. Hey, bro,
if somebody disagree with them, block.
Who was that? Who was that to? Like, imagine on Facebook and Instagram, because we all be having our little moments, that you say something and somebody knocks on your door 5 minutes later. Hey, man. Hey, these moves ain't. Hey, so you talking about me? Oh, nah. People have become. They've created bravery because the social media umbrella protects them too.
Yeah. Then everybody tries to like group each other into, oh, it's these leftists, it's these righters, it's these Democrats, it's these Republicans. Like, and nobody's really all of one of the things.
Nobody go on the computer to find out where they stay.
Yeah, like the white supremacists, the Black Lives Matter people,
protect their identity. Just like when I play Xbox, everybody sounds so tough. They be like, what? I be like, bro, stop. Relax, sir. It's just a game. And then they be like, well, I said, sir, come on. You don't have to act tough. And they be like,
so you blaming the internet? You blaming the internet for the divisiveness?
Because it's a gift and a curse.
People are getting too comfortable.
It's a gift and a curse because I feel like the whole push for technology was to, like I said, bridge the gap in certain things. Like every phone can do video. How many times do you guys video each other? Not to put you on the spot. Don't even answer. Right. I know the answer.
Really, never.
I know the answer. How many times you video your mom? You don't have to answer. I know the answer. But the phones are capable.
Right.
Easy. You know what I mean? 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. The first video phone was like the size of this desktop computer.
Yeah.
We sound old as hell right now.
These
young whippersnappers.
With the scrunchy cord. You know
young whippersnappers with the video phones.
Man, the first car phone was in a Mercedes with the scrunchy cord. You know what I'm saying? Back then, that was the hottest thing in the sun, though.
Sure.
They had Motorola phones size like this and stuff with the antenna like this. Hey, man, what's up, man? Where you at? Man, all right, cool, I'm on my way. Got the best service in America.
The brick phones.
You could be underground and that phone will work. And now we have these very attractive, slimmer,
no antenna,
beautiful antenna-less phones that if I go like this,
you just covered the antenna, yo. You just covered up the antenna.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. Like, oh, no, they didn't figure it out. It's them.
There's a point where you learn that a lot of things that you've been taught were lies. So, for example, in my case, I remember being pushed so heavily to go to school. This is before the internet was like popping. And I was a 17-year-old who hated academia. And my parents pressured me so much. My guidance counselor pressured me. I had good grades. I hated every second of being in school, going to school. And then I remember going to orientation day for university. They let you come in to see what university is like. And I walked in and I went to a lecture hall and I fell asleep. And I realized, like, I can't do this. There's no way I'm paying money to go do this shit. This is not for me, but the whole world is constantly telling me. So I ended up just joining the military instead. My mom stopped talking to me, and it was a tough period. Spent 2 years in the military. My third year, ended up leaving after that.
Oh, you even do a
I didn't know you could do 2 years.
It's gotten watered down. And used to be 4 years
later.
Yeah, but it was 4 minimum. You can go in for 2.
Sign me up, then.
I would have went for 2 if I knew you could go. One of the main reasons I didn't go to the military is because it was like 4 years.
That 2 years a layup.
A lot of stuff
easy
that
money right there.
Accept as being true. Like, you need to go to school, you'll be a failure, all this stuff turned out to be bullshit. And I was angry for a long time.
But shout out to the military, though, man.
And then I get to my latter years and, and talking with my parents and understanding. What I realized wasn't that these people were trying to feed me a lie.
They just cared about you.
Exactly. They were trying to feed me what they thought was
Which
right.
is a lie.
Hold on. It's not that they were lying to me.
They didn't know they were lying.
Okay, exactly. So
yes. That's why I'm angry. Because everything people believe
breathe.
I like this kid. He reminds me of me. Like how I am now. I'm very animated.
The stuff he's mad at, I understand. I ran about it, but I don't like. I understand why it angers him. There's certain stuff that the large majority of the population will just accept as true, even when it's proven false. The truth. What do they say? A lie spreads fast, truth spreads slow, and that's usually how things work. So even like, I'll point some stuff out just so I don't seem one-sided. Even like the Trump-Russia stuff, that lie spread fast. Well, then when it came out, like, oh no, that wasn't the case. Or like, let me throw something to the other side. Like, what's something, Randy?
Are we getting political or
anyway, any pop culture political. I'm just saying things that are widely known.
I know there's so many things, and I don't know why I can't pull one.
I'm like, even back from that game, you know, we had to whisper in each other's ear. You know,
telephone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that.
It was like if you started off, if one person changed it crazy, then it was like it spread like wildfire. You could have just been like, "Hey, say hello," and then
but I think he's talking about something different. He's talking about like information that is purposefully spread to people that the people that are saying it know aren't true.
Deeper into this video, I don't know if we're going to display all of it. So he goes into detail with that, basically saying about the history, and it's started to become true that history has been altered, and the reality is starting to hit. And you know, it might be a little frustrating because he might be frustrated because like his parents, he's probably seen his parents going through a belief of something. He was pushed into that belief of something, and then now here he is. He's a young man discovering that, oh, wait, this is different. Wow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Or I was just even thinking too, the whole market behind needing to have a big wedding or having to spend X amount for a wedding because the family has told you, culturally we do this versus like, hey, there could be so much more value in spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for the couple that's going to get married, for a property for them.
Even diamond rings. Diamond rings are like a marketing ploy by.
I mean, everything is a marketing. I say scheme in a figure of speech. Like everything is a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
You know, you think about it, but it's like so.
That's true.
That's where you have to you as the person, and as you live this life and live in a life, what are some things that you're going to implement, and what things are you going to just kind of let them go to the wayside?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what people just have to start exercising.
I think the older I get, the more I realize the media lies. Like, I think when I was younger, I used to think the news was what is happening. It was the truth. Like, is that a new thing? And I'm not saying on one side or whatever. All like every news channel that I've seen tells the story based on what they want their people on their side to believe.
Yeah.
And it's not all. Sometimes it's just like nuance, like a little hint of something. But now it seems like they getting egregious, yo.
Well, yeah, it's
now they keep repeating the same thing when they're talking about specific people, and you're like, that's kind of your opinion about how you feel about that person. How can you come on the news and just say that?
Yeah, and then when they don't have nothing, then what do you see them do? They stretching, reaching.
Do you think that's new, or you think that was always like that, and we're
just catching?
We were 7 years old and
I'm
didn't see it.
we're catching up to it.
Yeah.
You know, like serve and protect. You know, I got to talk about them like that, but it's like, do they really? Because it's on the car, you know. But
I guess that's similar. That's a narrative.
Yeah, but then but what's the reality? What's some people's reality on the encounterment with them? It's painted different. It's almost like, you know, and I'm not trying to bash law enforcement at all, but it's like as an adult, you're like this. I'll handle it myself. You rather handle it yourself than call them, even though they get paid to do it. Even though it comes out your check, be like, I'll take care of myself. Because you know, I don't know, because it could flex any kind of way, and you're like, you don't want to take that risk.
Let's see if we can wrap this up. This video.
Hold on.
Let's just relax.
I understand your rage because I've been there. I just want you to hear me. Okay.
I hear you.
So when my parents are saying all this stuff, I'm realizing the intention that they came.
It's gonna be hard to wrap this up because, like I said, it was a little all over the place. I understood
the misconceptions that they were taught. Right.
I understand that.
And so, hold on. So once I realized that, it kind of hit me that a lot of people who are doing wrong things to me, or maybe the way that society's structured in some ways are doing wrong things to me, isn't necessarily because they have evil intentions. Sometimes it's
bro, that's obvious. There's some obvious stuff. I know that because everybody's brainwashed. It's not their fault they make no sense. They tell us to make no sense. So I'm trying to wake people the fuck up. Everything you believe in is a lie. The government doesn't care about you. School is a scam. All the fucking history books are lies. We need to wake up and stop letting them control us. I'm not mad at my parents. I'm mad at the fucking system. I'm not mad at the dumb girl who believes in this nonsense. I'm mad at the people who brainwashed them in the first place. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than just the people in your circle. It's the whole thing. In control does not give a fuck about us, Abba.
I mean, we can end it right there with that.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think we can.
And my only opinion on that is that, well, it's playing still.
Oh.
And I wrap
I'm gonna
this
stop
up.
doing that one day.
And comments are encouraged to really brief too before we like wrap this up and stuff like that on the video. And I believe everything he's saying is correct. But here's the thing. So you're not going to master this. This is something you can't turn off. And I think that's where I think a lot of people that do a tremendous amount of digging and research, finding out things, finding out loopholes, angles, stuff like that to alter this or minimize. I mean, not alter, but eliminate. You're not. The best thing that you could just do with life is just gather great people around you, great people that you could trust around you. So create your scenarios, create your atmosphere with positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And then just hope for the best, pray for the best, and just try to put your best foot forward always. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's all that you could do, you know, and control your psyche. Because if you really do start thinking about a lot of things, it can be frustrating. It can make you angry. It can make you feel a certain kind of way. And when you start to feel a certain kind of way about some things, then that's when those other intentions start to grow inside of you. And once them things become uncontrollable, then that's when you create somebody else that you don't want to be.
I think he's young and he's starting to figure out like that there were narratives that were taught to him, and it's like starting to click to him. And he's like, look, he's trying to figure out who to be mad at and who to blame.
Yeah.
So it's them, the government, like. But then, like, the more he goes in, he's gonna realize the government isn't even like a real thing. It's just a group of people, and they're not thinking about anything specifically. They're all different groups thinking about a lot of things. Some of them affected you negatively. Some of them affected you positively. But
in the more,
I understand that anger. I feel like I had that once upon a time, especially in my 20s, when you just like get old enough to figure out that the world isn't.
You just
it
don't
doesn't
need
have
to
a
care.
standard.
What I
It's
mean,
just a lot of systems going on.
Yeah.
And they're not all like looking to help you. It's just that rage of finding out that you're a human, or like
and it's like just you don't need to care. Like at the end of the day, protect your psyche, protect your mental health. End of the day, you know, like because you could be overwhelmed, you could overwhelm yourself. Like my little saying is that the person in the mirror that could be your best friend or your worst enemy. That's how we could do ourselves. So it's like, you know what? Be your best friend. Protect yourself from that. Protect yourself from anything that's going to be harmful.
All right. This is the last time I'm going to tell you, if you are here in the chat with us, if you're part of the hive mind, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so YouTube can tell you when we go live. Yeah, we're trying to hit our subscriber goal. We're 5 away. When we put this thing up, it was like at 50. And we just been like, we've had a little explosion over the last few weeks. And so we're grateful
we appreciate
for
that. Sorry
everybody
that we
who
didn't
supported us in that time.
Exercise that or implement that. Sorry.
Yeah. Everybody who's been with us during that time, who's helped us get our numbers up, because they have been going up.
No, thank you guys for that. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for tuning in.
Everything.
Thank you for all of that wonderful good stuff. I don't know if we have any more comments before we go, or any.
Hey, here's Georgette again. Just as society says you should get married or a woman needs a man, I know so many women that are much happier without a man. Oh, does society say that?
The new society is.
The new society says you should get married?
No, the new society is saying that they don't need a man.
Yeah, the new society says you shouldn't get married and you don't need a man. I don't know what, like, that old society might have said get married. And I don't think marriage is about happiness. We already talked about that. Happiness is within yourself. You have to find happiness within yourself. Marriage isn't going to bring you happiness. Marriage is extra work. Why would extra work make you happy? Marriage is a duty. Happiness, you have to work on that. Somebody else can't make you happy. You got to make yourself happy.
I'm like, that's
all the way true. I don't even know how you got something to say about that.
That's true, but it's like, but you need that though. You know, like
if you're getting married so that somebody can make you happy, it's gonna fail because nobody can make you happy.
No. I'm saying that you're right. That it is a self-esteem thing, but at a point though, I do want to hear it or feel it or have it expressed to me by the woman that.
Yeah, but like we were saying, it comes in and out. It's not gonna be 100%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying that she has. Hey,
hopefully you can get 50% happy, 50%. Or maybe like 80 or 40% happy, 40% content, and 10% or 20% mad. Like that's a good marriage. If you could get that balance. That's just a realistic
scale.
What were those numbers again?
A marriage scale.
Yeah, a marriage scale.
Like a lab report.
Because you can't get 100% happiness. It's unlikely that you get 50% happiness. People by themselves can't be happy half the time. So when you start pitting people together, you just lowered that from like if you a person who could be happy half the time, when you start putting like a husband or a wife and kids on top of that, you just lowered it to 35. Now you're gonna be happy 35% of the time when you started at 50. So actually getting into a marriage and having kids, you just lowered your happiness.
Are you writing these numbers down?
Yeah. I'm making all these numbers up. I'm just like giving you an example.
I know you are. I know.
I'm not in the water, so I'm just here listening.
Even in marriage, the point you as a person have to work on you being happy every day.
I agree.
It would be unfair for me to put my happiness on my wife, and if I wake up feeling like trash one day, and I'm like, hey, come make me happy. What? I feel like crap today. Come make me happy. Come make me do something that'll make me feel better. I can't do that to another person.
I agree. I don't know. We need to find a replacement word for that duty word. I don't know.
Why you don't like that?
That's work to me.
It feel too strong.
That's work. Like Call of Duty. Like, you know what I mean? Like why are we playing this game? You know why we playing this game. Here goes your equipment. Get out there and don't get killed.
Look, and this is no exaggeration. Marriage is the same as duty to your country for soldiers. The same duty that the soldiers have for their countries to go fight in wars, it might kill them. That's the same duty that the country expects from marriage from you. That's the duty that you have. You don't have to join the military. You don't have to get married, but you have that same duty. You cannot abandon, if you abandon, you a POW in war, and then you still a POW in marriage. What are they, not a POW, what do they call it? You AWOL in war, you a AWOL in marriage. If you leave it, it's the same duty. Society doesn't say you should get married. Society says you should have WAP, wet ass P word. They say bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. What woman, like name a song that's like, I got, except for Beyonce may be the closest. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. But everything else is like, everything else on TV is not preaching marriage. You really can't even find like good married couples on TV shows anymore. Remember when we were growing up, it was like the Cosby Show, even like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Every like TV show was like a married couple or a single parent, but the other parent died. They didn't get divorced. The other they're single because the other parent died. Now it's like everybody's single in the show, or it's two women living together, they're roommates and best friends, or it's like Friends, it's 6 friends living in the same apartment building, or it's like the Big Bang Theory, 4 friends living in the same apartment building. They're all like the society in general doesn't teach you to get married. Nobody says that shit.
I do agree. It's like it's definitely the wave is going a different direction.
We switched. Even like popular movements, like the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's not a conspiracy theory. They're against nuclear families. They don't like the idea that man, woman, child. They think families should be communities. So even popular movements preach don't get married, but build your. What did Hillary Clinton say? It takes a village to raise a child. That's the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
That it just takes a group of people. And it doesn't matter the genders of the people. They can all switch genders. It just takes a group of people to make a society or to raise a family or whatnot. That's the new thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Like, we had one more thing to cover.
Really?
Yep. We put
my dad
today,
was so unbelievably supportive of my mom.
Yeah,
my dad.
It's something easy though that you like to talk about.
Your channel's doing.
Will Smith came out recently, formally apologized to Chris Rock on video.
Mm-hmm.
I think the video is super corny, but we'll watch some of it and you'll let me know what you think. All right, so it says, it's been a minute. Over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of work, or a lot of thinking and personal work. You ask a lot of fair questions that I wanted to take time to answer. So Will Smith's gonna sit down and answer your questions.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out.
Will Smith read worse than me. I'm glad to see that. Why is he reading? Why did you apologize to Chris in your acceptance?
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh my God. No, I asked a question after he answers this.
It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last...
Yeah, but I'm glad at least he knows it's irreparable. Remember I was telling you something last night? Tell me if this is true, Chris. Say me and you get into it. Like right here. Say we just... The conversation got too heated and we come to blows.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather me get up and punch you or get up and slap you?
Punch me. The slap is designed for humiliation.
Ain't that what I said? She couldn't understand why I would be like, I would never slap Chris. If I was mad at Chris, I'm gonna get up and punch him to let him know I'm trying to hurt him and take him out. If I slap you, that means like I don't think you about to do shit.
Like what Kings did back in the days when they had slap duels, and
when that happened, someone died. Like, if one of those kings slapped somebody, it was like the most disrespectful thing that he could do. And this king, to only get his respect back, is that it has to be blood. I have to kill this man. And under no means necessary. You know, and, you know, not only did you slap him, but you publicly did it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is like, this attack was on purpose to not only, you know, to antagonize and embarrass this individual. Like,
so it would have been better if it was a closed fist and like Chris Rock got a broken nose or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the intent
because you were so mad that you punched. Because a punch is instincts.
It would have been better if he knocked him out even. But you went up there, slapped him, and walked away. He had to try stay at work and be like, Chris, Will Smith just slapped the hell out of me. He had to try and play it and make it funny. It'd been better if he was on the ground and couldn't say anything because Will Smith tried to hurt him and take him down.
Yeah, it was on purpose to.
It's on purpose embarrassment.
And that's why.
That's why this apology doesn't mean anything.
This, you know what? It could have meant something, but okay. During his speech, right, he apologized to everybody else.
All right.
So that's what
I don't even think he did.
No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he said he felt like he was protecting his wife.
He cried up there and he was apologetic. He apologized to everybody,
to the academy,
all of that.
Oh, okay, maybe.
So it's like, you know, to say that you were fuzzy. Now you had enough common sense to apologize because see, then you knew that your resources was in jeopardy.
Right.
You know, because see, we got to remember that, you know, and I'm not trying to bash Will at all. We got to remember that Will's been rich for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And
Since he was a teenager.
People that have money like Will Smith, they are taught throughout their lifespan of protect your money, protect your assets, be wary what you do, things of that nature, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Stockholders aren't happy because of this, that. You know, you hear those type of terminologies. So it's like, you know, to not even acknowledge Chris at all.
Right.
You know, now if he'd have been like, man, like he talking about my wife, come on. Like, what y'all want? What y'all expect me to do? I'm tired of Jada getting jabbed at. Yeah, Chris, I'm sorry that I slapped you, bro, but I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Like, if he had said that, then Will would have looked fantastic.
You know why? Because it feels like we all think that's the case anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what he about to say in this video?
Let's play it through.
Months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on.
Why is he apologizing?
All of us.
I'm thinking the same thing. That's why I said, I'm not saying he should throw his wife under the bus. I don't like either. You go talk about you can say some of the things that have been going on between you guys have affected you and your public image, but you know you can say that, and I have to throw her under the bus and say it's her fault, because I don't think it was her fault either. But you can't say that everything that's been going on between y'all, and then this little joke happened, and it, nothing that happened in public between you and your wife had anything to do with this moment setting you off. Like none of it. See, like so he said he's been spending all this time kind of trying to compartmentalize and break all these things down, but he still hasn't figured maybe just a little bit that your wife being in an entanglement on live TV, mate, and then somebody
and he
saying,
wanted to slap her.
Yeah, and maybe somebody
because
making fun of her.
There wouldn't have been enough table.
Now everybody's sitting around laughing. Maybe something wasn't like, I've had enough of going through this shit about me and my wife. Like nothing happened. It was all you.
See, this is where
I apologize. Yeah,
this is a perfect example right here of that men do battle lots of different things, and that counseling and concerns for men's mental health is imperative, because you know Will Smith is a really good guy, and I don't know him personally, you know what I mean, and I don't know Jada personally neither, but if I was to just go between the two and just go behind the conduct between the two, you know what I mean? She's definitely the risk taker versus him. You know what I'm saying? His stuff is a little bit more conservative. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have Jada ramped about Tupac? Why are you talking about that, ma'am? That would be the question that I would ask my wife after she was on the radio. Come here, honey. Why are you talking about that? Like, straight up. If that's how you feel, then you know what? Let me just go on about my business.
You talk about Tupac so much. She had her daughter writing a letter to him like, yo, could you come back to life so my mom could be happy?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's so disrespectful.
Right.
Because when I look at Will as the type of prototype man that most men want to be. How many
most
times
women want to be with? Like he should be, I guess, the strong figure in manhood, and for some reason, not for some reason, we know why.
Not, you know, not to sound like that and stuff like that. Like, I can tell that Will is that type of man that recreates himself. That's one of my personal opinions that I feel like a man should do to be relevant. You know, recreate yourself every other year, every year. You know what I mean? Like, you could sharpen the pencil a little sharper, or you could do something different that you didn't do last year or the year before. You know what I mean? That's just me. That's what I do. And I could tell that Will exercises that, because I can tell by his look. Will could give you so many different looks. Like right here, this is the Tiger Woods look, you know what I mean? But he could throw on a fitted hat and throw on a jean jacket and give you something else. He could put on a suit and give you something else. You know, he can give you so many different looks, which is fine. And then, you know,
but why do you feel like so he's apologizing to his wife in this part? Why do you think he hasn't, or do you think he has kind of put it together, or do you honestly think that she has nothing that's happened between them or anything that she's done affected that moment?
I just feel like that at this point,
is he telling the truth? Is he protecting her, or is he naive?
I would just say for Will, the best thing that he could do and should do, and I'm not trying to tell what another grown man to do, is just don't say nothing. Let this blow this under the water eventually. You know what I'm saying? You didn't apologize to Chris 72 hours after the fact. All type of things was said afterwards. His brother was very animate on what happened, things like that. All of that stuff. Like this was the Grammys. Like, come on. This is like Daytona.
It was the Oscars.
I mean, I'm sorry, the Oscars. This is like Daytona.
The Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? This is the Super Bowl. This is the NBA Finals Game 7. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. And it's like, you did this on this platform, on this stage. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, and I just felt like that, you know, at this case, because I know that Will is extremely frustrated. I'm not even married, but I could just imagine the woman that I care about is just getting jabbed so many times. Even the youngster is adding his 2 cents. You know what I mean? Like she is making him look very, very bad. You know, and like this is a cry for help right here. This is desperation. This is what I see.
Yeah, and maybe it did sink in a little more too after. Didn't they end up banning him for like a year or two from going to the Oscars now? And then he lost the thing on Netflix, and
he lost
so there
the
was
movie
some
Bright
things
on
where
Netflix,
it was like,
the sequel.
Okay,
Oh, no, this is a humongous scar,
right?
You know, because see, at this point, it's not about money. About what Will is after. It's about legacy. It's about your name. When somebody says Will Smith, somebody says Jamal Williams, somebody says Christopher Harris, what do they say?
Right.
That's what men base things off of. Like with Baby going to the Breakfast Club, put some respect to my name. Like that's what men operate on. You know what I mean? Is what you are saying about our name. And it's like, when they think about Will Smith, it's like, oh, the guy that slapped Chris for the wife that was cheating. That stings a lot. And I hate to say that about Will, because I like this guy.
Yeah.
We all live well.
You know, so he's a good guy.
Well, I think we got the gist of that. It was a fun show, y'all.
So let's go on and slide that jacket to the women, because, you know, Jada.
Oh, yeah.
Jada with this little stomach.
Oh, it's
punch.
still playing. I have to figure out how to fix that, because I do that every single time. I have to figure out how not to have that happen. I gotta go full and turn it off. But anyway, I got excited. Don't be taking your headsets off, looking all upset.
What? Are you still gonna play more?
Huh? Yeah, let's go on and slide that over, son, because
we can't get this over on
Smith,
to the right, to the right.
Got this man apologizing, got this man losing money, got this man looking silly, got this man out here acting out of character, got this man out here acting silly.
He had to apologize to his wife again for slapping the man for making a joke about it.
The nonsense that she chose to deal with. We get 2 more clips of Jada and Will doing something like this. That jacket gonna be over there.
I'm gonna play Jada and Will clips every week.
Oh,
it's gonna be sprinkle some Gabrielle Union in there. Aisha Curry back on my good side. She had a real good year. She had a stellar wife year. Husband played through the whole playoffs and the final. She didn't do nothing. She just showed up to the parade with his jersey on 2 times.
What more, as a woman in that situation, what more do you want?
She didn't twerk on the Instagram. She showed up to the parade with a jersey on top and a jersey on bottom. I was like, that's how you do it, girls. That's how you do it, ladies. You know, she was cooking on Instagram. She didn't do a twerk. She was putting recipes on there.
You don't have to do all that extra added shenanigans, because men don't care about that. We don't care about that. That's a whole nother show. You know, I think women need to do some
That's what happens when you're bound by duty. I know you ain't talking about Aisha Curry. That's what happens when you bound by duty.
Our Bridget Gap still here.
When you not following when you outside of your duty, you on some Jada Pinkett shit over there.
Yeah, I might. She got to the realization that man didn't care about that. Most men don't care about that. We don't want you acting a butt, twerking, doing nonsense. We don't care about that. Don't do that.
Yep.
Do something that I care about. You showed up. You acted respectably. And I love you for that. Thank you so much, my dear, for not embarrassing my name and our family and our legacy. Thank you so much.
You know who's starting the trip now too? Who go get the jacket scooted over? Sierra. Sierra's starting to do a little too much twerking. Sierra more naked now, married, than she had been her whole career. Like, we used to wish Sierra would show a little skin. She would be covered up the whole time. Like, we like, dang. What is she, a nun performer? All of a sudden, Sierra get married and 40, and she want to get a little naked. What is that? That's backwards as hell. Like, the most she would do is wear a halter top, and you see her belly, but she be wearing baggy jeans, big ass hoodies. You'd be like, Sierra, get a little naked. Now she want to wear bikinis and twerk on the ground. I don't get it. Anyway.
We gotta be careful. That jacket could slide the other way because somebody's condoning that too. So I don't want to dig too deep. And I don't want to use the word control neither, but lead, guide her.
She said Will and Jada is what happens when you bound by duty. You think Jada is bound by duty to Will? Jada is stuck, yo. Jada just finished having an affair. It's an affair, right?
That's an affair.
Yeah, she just finished having an affair with a 19-year-old. What kind of duty? She got her daughter writing letters to Tupac. Will Smith threw her surprise party.
Some more.
She cussed him out and said she called him a narcissist and said that he was trying to supplement his own ego by throwing her a party. That's her being bound by duty. Jada, do you know how long I could sit here and talk about this woman? I don't see duty in none of what she does. I don't know what you talking about. If you call duty that they gotta stay together, sure, but the rest of the stuff. All right, so they 1% duty then, because they not divorced. They not divorced, so yes, they 1% duty.
The duty word goes stay in there.
It is what it is. Because if I say it on one side, I gotta say it on the other one. They shouldn't get divorced. So yes, 1% of what they doing is duty. 1%. All that other 99% doing some bullshit. She basically for the streets in marriage. Like, oh no. Anyway, this is the last time I'm telling you. If you're here, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We've been up here. This is our longest show ever. I don't even have to check the time. I already know. We never crossed 3 hours before. We going on 3:30. Yeah, we had 3:17 just now.
Oof.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
It was fun.
I had fun. Hey, if some of you checked in, came back and forth, because I see our view number. This is a good show and views too. Thank y'all. We appreciate the support so much.
No, thank you guys so much. I might shout outs just because. You know what I mean? Shout out for the comments. Shout out for tuning in, giving us an opportunity. Shout out for y'all listening to me run my mouth about silly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I be trying to keep Chris on topic, y'all. But he, you know what? Sometimes it's good to let him get off because he has really good points. And the things he talks about go into other stuff. So sometimes, sometimes it's good that we go off the rails. We don't have to be perfect all the time, do we?
No.
No, it's about having fun too.
All right, so we had a poll tonight. Do you think we should do a second live show on Wednesday?
No.
83% said yes. 17% said no.
Charmaine, you better be in that 17%. We gotta pass Inklex.
Yeah, me and Chris been talking about that. When he finished doing his actual life work stuff, then we'll sit down.
I don't
and
have
see
a problem then.
We'll sit down and see if we have time. No, we ain't. Sure, we ain't going 5 days.
But I appreciate you guys. I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth on this live screen because it's gonna be a replay sent to my phone. Hey, remember you did say this, right?
Maybe we'll try it this week. Maybe we'll try like an hour show this Wednesday. I'll call Chris and see if he answered the phone. If he don't answer, then that's why we didn't do it.
We'll just watch him steady. That's a live feed.
You're like, oh, he didn't answer. It's Chris's fault. Get him.
I didn't say it was your fault. I didn't say it was going to happen. I just said if you answer the phone Wednesday, then we'll do our show. That's it. I'm Jamal Williams. Thanks for tuning in. to America's Mind, America's favorite show.
And I'm Christopher Bears, along with
Randy.
Hey.
And we are
America's
Mind. Oh, I forgot. Dang. And we are America's Mind.
Yeah, see, I got you. It all rolled together. We was good, you know.
We were supposed to do that.
No.
32 shows in, and I mess up the outro.
No, it was no mess up. It was my cue.
We back. Yo, Chris said you said you was bridging the gap. Chris said you said you was heading to bed an hour ago and you still in the comments. He said you was lying. I came back on just to tell you he talking shit about you. And another yeah, what is you look at this? I'm that well you gonna have me on here another hour. What's she saying? Will's duty. Will's duty. You gonna have me on. Bye.